What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Flagrant 2, No Easy Buckets, analysis by assholes, water cooler commentary for your sports needs. We are back.
Yeah.
We are furiously checking our phones for these off-white drops.
Catching L's.
Yeah, catching crazy L's right now. We missed the Prestos. We missed the... What else did we miss?
I wasn't even crazy about the Prestos. I went for the Hyperdunks. And
the Draymond Greens?
No, well, I call them Devin Bookers, I guess. Devin Booker was rocking them, and I was like, those are hot.
The Hyperdunk is a good hoop shoe, though.
Yeah, and they're a good hoop shoe. I wouldn't hoop in them.
Yeah, you wouldn't hoop in off-white Hyperdunks?
This is all of them?
No, this is all of them. No, I think these are...
They just put some...
The Blazers are down there.
Jordans came out. The Blazers are out
Air Max.
today.
I love the Blazers.
Air Max
is dope.
But you know what? I went in there thinking, okay, everyone's going to go for the Air Max, the Prestos, or the J's.
Right.
I'm like, I'll be easy squeezy for the Hyperdunks.
Yeah, no.
And no, complete L.
Okay, amazing sneaker. I think this guy's really talented. What's his name?
Virgil Abloh.
Virgil Abloh. I think he's very talented. Beautiful sneakers. I want every single one of them. It's the only time I've considered robbery in like the last 5 years. Like it was just something like as a kid, you're like, should I rob that kid? Like not like I ever did that much growing up, but I've been robbed and it was just a normalized behavior, right?
Yeah.
But like I saw a kid when I went to go see this movie recently, and he had the ones, when they released them early.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing him, and I was like, there's no way I can get them, and he has them. And then my brain just went to like, I could just take them.
I mean, robbing kids for sneakers would like complete the New York Renaissance that we're going through right now.
Oh, yeah, that's
like,
right.
I'll tell you what completes the New York Renaissance. I was telling y'all this earlier. I saw one dude wearing off-whites. Black dude. One of the gayest humans I've ever seen in my life. Damn near wearing a dress with the off-whites.
Right.
And that is the New York Renaissance.
New York in a nutshell, bro.
That's New York going back to when? There was a time where black people were gay?
There was
a gay acceptance of the black community in New York at some point in time?
Not like a throwback Renaissance, like in Italy, 1600s Renaissance.
I was like, what time in New York is this? Is that where pause was invented? We're like, yo, we got shit with all this gay shit, fam. Let's start doing no homo and pause anytime we see it to let motherfuckers know.
Oh man, yeah, no, that must have been I don't know what time that was.
I mean, he damn near floated down the street in off-white. Wrist at 90 degrees.
Off-white rollerblades? Motherfucker got the rollerblade off-whites. Damn, Virgil. I didn't know you're out here with the skates.
But that's what it is, though, man. I mean, like it feels like right now, like, and I'm a pretty, I wouldn't consider myself a sneakerhead, but I fancy myself a nice kick here or there.
You can't really be a sneakerhead at 30.
No, not exactly.
That's pathetic.
I got bills and shit.
Yeah.
And like,
you need to be a mortgage head. Yeah. That's what you need to be at 30. Where's your mortgage, fam? Stop fucking going online.
I'm poppy right now, man.
Exactly.
I'll pay tuition and bills and stuff. But sneakers, no. But, yeah, man, like, it's kind of like, this is the first time in a long time that I've seen like a collective like madness for sneakers at one point. Like here and there's always like, one or two that, people go crazy for like on a Saturday afternoon or whatever, but like this entire line, like, as we're recording this, like these are just being like sold out by the minute.
Oh yeah.
And
he's brilliantly talented. Like this is like a uniquely talented, a uniquely talented human being. Mm-hmm. I also think it's a horrible idea by Nike.
Yeah. Why would you think that?
Because it makes every other Jordan 1 look trash.
Yeah.
When those came out, when the off-white ones came out, I looked at my
I don't want these anymore.
And I literally held them up like it was a baby diaper. I was like, what? I would never put this on. Where are the green laces?
You caught him in a mousetrap?
Yeah, exactly. Like I caught it in a motherfucking mousetrap. It's like, hey, you got the cheese, whatever. It is what it is. Like I'm looking, first of all, I'll never wear those. Yeah. What are those called?
Those are Jordan 1s.
No, but what is the color?
Reds?
No, the bread is the black and red. The Chicago. Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that.
So no, it's fine. See, we're not sneakerheads.
Exactly.
We're adults, all right? Y'all can have all the names. We just go, the black, red, and white ones.
Those right
when
there.
Jordan dunked with the gold chain on. So these things right here, I don't think I can wear those again. Mm-hmm. Right? I don't think it's possible for me. They feel like a lift. Yeah. When you drive Uber, when you take an Uber, you're like, I'm not riding around with a pink mustache in the front of my car anymore. That's how I feel.
Well, I got banned from Uber, so like I get the only ride.
You and Jameis Winston? You out here grabbing pussy, Cass? You grabbing pussy?
I don't know what happened. Like I was ordering Uber Eats one day, and they brought me my food, and everything was great. And then the next day, I went to go and like try and get a ride, and they were like, "Yeah, your account has been suspended."
Spazzed.
I'm like, for what? the hell happened? And to this day, Uber still hasn't told me why I've been banned from.
This is the most hilarious thing. We thought that there would be no more prejudice with taxis once Uber came around. We thought that black people could get a taxi now that Uber was here, and they found a way around the system.
They still are doing. This is what
Uber eats his spies. That's all it is. They're just going around like, now he's a black guy. Cut out the account.
Don't do it. I'm telling you, bro. Oh my God. I thought that's why we loved Uber. That's why it popped off,
right?
Because you can't catch no yellow taxi in New York. Hell no, you still can't. But
I can, boy. I be catching. I catch one for you, fam.
That's not brown privilege.
Bro, Akaash would do it sometimes. I'd be out there holding my hand up.
I check the time, and they'd be like, "You need a taxi?" I'm just looking at my wrist,
like,
dog.
I'm good, bro.
I'd stick my wrist out like that.
Akaash would literally push me to the side. He'd be like, I got this, dog. I got it. Let me help you out.
I really would.
You ever have like the basketball get stuck between the rim and the backboard? and the short guy tries to hit it. And the tall guy goes, watch that, I got. That's how Akaash felt in that moment. Like,
man, that's my moment.
Let me get this ball ding down for you
good that shit feels to tell a white dude, this is not for you.
I got this.
I got this. This is my time. That shit feels so good every time. I'm not even lying. I felt good on the inside.
Bro, it is man. You know some weird shit? When I was growing up, my boy is Jamaican dude. Siddiqui Thomas, shout out to Siddiqui. And what we would do whenever he'd hang out
Free
at my crib.
Siddiqui Thomas.
Free Siddiqui Thomas. When he would hang out at my crib at the end of the night, before he went home to get a cab home, I would walk him downstairs and just get him the cab. But we never had a convo about it. It was an unsaid thing, which was, if you go down alone, you're going to be there for a long time. If I go down with you, I'll just get the cab. And it was really cool to have Akaash do that for me. Return the favor.
It was good to be that dude.
Yeah. Real friends,
Akaash got a cab that was off duty, B. The fucking light wasn't even on. Like, I only go for the light on ones. Akaash looks at the light off. You know, the guy goes, no, I'm ending my shift. I'm ending my shift. Akaash was like, nah.
We just look at each other and then nod our head down slightly to Cabby and me.
Okay, where do you go?
That's real, yo, man. There's certain times in life where just like, prejudice and racism works out in your favor.
Oh, yes.
And it's
that's
very
why white
small.
people ain't saying nothing. Why would they? I don't blame them.
It's like the black kid at a white college.
Oh, yeah, boy.
He's just pounding every white girl. It's just like, listen, all lives matter sometimes when I'm trying to get some pussy. You know what I mean? What about here trying to get some pussy?
All pussy matters.
All pussy does, but all pussy pink. Pink pussy matters.
We're all the same on the inside. We're all the same on the inside. That's why I can't even get really mad at like racist white people like that. How good you felt getting that cab.
Man.
That's how white people feel about everything all the time.
Yo, and we don't even notice it.
And you don't even notice it. That's just natural. It's like, I can't even be mad at you. It's like, why would you? That is comforting. That is just, it's easy. Why would you? I get it. But yeah, damn, how we get...
Jordan needed to do the off-whites because Yeezy was kicking his ass.
Oh, listen, agreed. I just think long run, it makes the rest of the Jordans look shitty.
Stop
and
dropping a Jordan every
that.
Saturday.
I'm with you. I told you I don't rock any Jordans except once.
I mean, I think this whole thing right here was like an art of war by Nike, right? And you mentioned it, like Kanye was making some real headway with Adidas and the Yeezy Blue. So what does Nike do? They take Don C, they give him his little collection with the shorts and the collaboration. They take Virgil, they give him this crazy sneaker collection.
Where was Virgil?
Virgil, he was running not Off-White. He was doing God, I forgot what collaboration he was doing with Kanye, but he was basically like his right-hand man with
he was with Ye.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That was like his,
so they poached him.
Yes.
They gave him his own shit.
All right, Nike, let's go.
They basically did for Virgil what Kanye has been wanting to do for Nike like back then, like when they first did the Yeezy Boost.
And Virgil cost way less.
And it cost way less, exactly.
And you seen them new Yeezys, them shits are garbage.
I never fuck with Yeezys, not once.
I have a pair off of Hype.
Nah, I like the Nike Yeezys.
It's
I like the Nike Yeezys and the
the Nike joints are okay, and the ones that you got are cool. The fake
white
the Yeezy Boost, the
350s like all white.
Yeah, but
I like those.
They're fine. They're like a nice airport sneaker. Like anytime I'm at an airport and they're like, take your sneakers off, I'm like, man, I wish I had some Yeezys slide right back on. I got a high top ass Nike I'm stuffing my heel into. It's a difficult situation.
That's like a quiet flex move though. Like, I mean, we all fly a lot. Like, like when you're on the airport and you're taking your shoes off to put it into the X-ray, like you don't want to put no wax.
Don't give me no fucking off-white ones and let me go on a plane because I'm gonna walk right into the TSA booth. They're like, sir, you have to take off your sneakers. I'm like, these ones. I gotta take off these sneakers right here. You don't want me wearing these off-white ones onto the fucking Rockefeller machine. Alright, I won't go in the Rockefeller machine with my off-white ones. Then I got retail.
Oh my god.
Real talk.
That's the flex move. Like nobody notices it though. Like, but anytime you go in the airport, me and my friend, when we do Henny Palooza, we travel all that type of stuff, right? It's like an unspoken thing. Like we'll be bummy from head to ankle. But them feet, like when you take off the shoes and put them, you either in flip flops or you're in some heat. So you take that little picture of the little airport tray with your watch and your wallet and your keys and some fresh ass feet.
Bro, there's levels to it though, because then when I realized when I got a bunch of nice sneakers, I got a tag from actually my aunt and uncle's a really nice gift. They got me a nice watch, and then I realized the flex that's an even higher level than that is regular ass outfit, expensive ass watch. Just a white tee, jeans, regular sneakers, and a fucking Hublot.
Yo, real talk.
There's levels.
Your watch or sneakers are trash if the woman behind the booth doesn't run it back for a second look. You know what I mean? Like, if she look at your shitty ass fucking Air Force Ones and just lets it go, like,
takes one trip past
ain't no bomb in these, let's go. But if you got some off-white ones or a Hublot, she'll be like, oh, where's that back? We're gonna need to check this luggage. Yes, you do.
Better check that luggage.
That's as close as you can get to some off-white ones.
Oh man, this is just therapy for these L's.
If anybody got a plug though, holler at us.
Yeah, real
please,
talk. I already called my plug. He's like, yo, 800 to shout out to Angel, but he's like 800 to 1,000 in the market they're talking about.
Oh my goodness gracious!
I can't do it.
I feel like I have a pretty like strong like sneaker connect. Like I usually get like some joints off the.
You always
the
got
arm
some
and
shit.
Free.
Yeah,
but I know there's like they're tiered. All right, like if
I'll make Virgil a fourth host. He wants to give us some sneakers.
Bro. We need to call this off-white too.
What we need to do is call up the Chinese Connect. We need to find out where these shits are made, like in China.
Make sure it's not that next door factory.
The fake shit you're saying?
Nah,
I take
but they take both though.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck, to be honest with you. This is really misleading, this picture here, because I feel like some of these are going to be coming out and they're not. But
some of them ugly as fuck don't need to come out.
I know, but God bless some of them. Anyway, all right, let's just talk about it. Let's just talk about.
Let's go for it.
Fucking, I'm upset at Trump. I'm very upset at Trump because this motherfucker ruined what could have been the best locked up abroad season in history. Like, that would have been the ratings monster that National Geographic Channel or whatever fucking channel that show is on that needed if you had LiAngelo Ball locked up in China.
Oh my
Not even one episode, just the year. Just do the whole year. Just do the whole year.
The whole season.
Yeah. First of all, we cannot keep this image up for too long because it will get screenshotted and then it'll look like the three of us are out here stumping.
Like,
That picture that we just did, that shit that we just did, gonna get screenshotted forever. Fuck! No, you don't give a fuck. You're allowed to.
You think brown people like Trump?
Nah, but you could be like, nah. You could say, trust me, I was joking.
Nah, not you, bro.
Yeah, not me. I know. I got the hat on, covering it up.
Andrew.
Fucking A, man. How do I get out of this shit? Okay.
But yeah, that whole Trump thing was whack because it's like, all right, man. Like, it's the most 2017 story. Like the whole LeVar Ball, Donald Trump thing. And by the time this airs tomorrow, LeVar Ball's gonna be on CNN tonight.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, he's doing CNN. I forgot what show he's on. I think he's talking to Don Lemon or something.
Okay, yeah.
Talking about this whole thing. So by the time
was Don Lemon the one you saw in those off-white ones?
He said he floated down the street.
Might have been will.i.am.
Gotta go do some news, guys.
Might have been him. I don't know. But yeah, man, it's like the story that this year deserves. Like, there's no more perfect way to end the year than like a LeVar Ball, Donald Trump.
That is true.
Clash.
Yeah, that is true.
Wow,
that is it.
That is a really
He's
good point.
made it to the top.
Yeah.
This is LeVar making it to the top.
This is.
You
facts.
were engaged in a beef not with Michael Jordan, but with the president of the free world,
the quote unquote leader of the free world.
And that type of person wins in this society.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why we keep giving him attention. And Steve Kerr said it the best. He was like, I really wish you'd stop giving both of them attention.
Yeah. Facts.
Because they just keep elevating.
At this point, it's just like, Like, it's so, like...
I love that they give LeVar attention. I think it's so fucking entertaining.
I think LeVar's wildly entertained, but here's the thing. He's entertaining and harmless. You know what I mean? It's not like... The Trump shit, there's so many layers that I refuse to get into.
Yeah, I don't want to get too deep.
I enjoyed this show being very
non-political. Yes. You are not going to hear politics on this show.
Yes.
We're going to talk about people getting locked up in China. That's it.
That's it.
Policy.
Because it's funny, goddammit.
Exactly.
And that's the only thing we're talking about.
And real talk, there's been a lot of motherfuckers that have gotten locked. Like, I remember that American was in Singapore and chewed some bubble gum, and then they caned the shit out of that motherfucker. So it's not like everybody comes back.
No.
When you commit a crime abroad, there's a reason there's a show called Locked Up Abroad.
They do not fuck around with that shit, dog.
Exactly, because people get locked up abroad. So clearly there was an effort made.
We're so used to like American justice systems and thinking like, oh, you know, I could either pay my way out of this or this is that and the third. It's like, it's little things like that make you really appreciate this country.
And this is just he got super yellow teeth. Yeah. Look like a Lakers jersey. That's why he wanted Lonzo on the Lakers. So you could match.
He was like, I want LiAngelo and LaMelo all playing.
Yo, you know that your teeth are yellow when you're yellow skin. Like, what is it called? Yellow bone or whatever? What is it called?
I guess he's light.
He's more yellow than his skin.
Yeah, but like you can still see the yellow in the skin. You know.
Jesus.
Anyway, so the point is, high yellow. Is that the term?
He's high yellow.
High
yellow would be more of like Lonzo's high yellow.
Lonzo's a high yellow.
High yellow.
Okay, he's very high yellow. A very high yellow.
I give him a schmedium. He's a schmedium.
He's a schmedium yellow. All I'm saying is it's a pretty amazing feat that you got to come back, and I don't think everybody's coming back.
No.
I think it's great that he got to come back. Mm-hmm. That's cool. I actually think it's good that he didn't drop dime on the teammate that did do it. I'm pretty positive he didn't fucking...
I mean, listen, we touched on this last time.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm pretty sure there wasn't 3 people that stole one pair of sunglasses, right? So they all honored the bro code, and nobody did anything.
You gotta be retarded to steal. You gotta be retarded to be a 6'8" black guy and steal
like, no one's
in
gonna
China.
see me in China.
It's like, how will we find this guy? How will we go through the security cameras and find the 3 6'8" black guys in all of China? And literally, you could just go on TV that night and be like, hey, have you seen 3 6'8" black guys? And they'd be there.
Also, y'all think racial profiling only exists in America?
Oh, yeah.
As soon as some shit came up missing.
Oh, I mean, where are 6'8" black men?
There were 3 6'8" black guys here 8 hours ago. Where's the hotel they're staying at?
And you know what's funny? We talk this shit like shoplifting isn't a big deal in America because people got money in America. Mm-hmm. Shoplifting is a huge deal in poor countries because nobody got nothing. Right?
China's not a poor country.
It's not a poor country, but it's a country that's coming out of third world status, right? So you got a lot of people who don't have tons of... You have a growing middle class, right? But Louis Vuitton is not middle class.
Gotcha.
Right? So there's a code and a law system set up for a time where motherfuckers, this is like Hammurabi's code. Remember, like you steal something, we cut your hand off.
Yeah.
The reason that law was there is because motherfuckers were stealing and not listening to the last law.
Gotcha. I mean, it's not necessarily like, I wouldn't say the country's poor, but I think it's the import cost, right? Like you said, it was a Louis Vuitton store, and like in China, a lot of this stuff is made in China, but like it's the import that costs so much bread, and especially when you have that trade with with other countries. You know, I mean that's
no, I'm just saying like the law is it reflects the people. Like laws always reflect the people. You know what I mean? So if like everybody's stealing like they were back in the day, you need a law to say, hey, don't steal. Oh, I'm gonna lose my hand? All right, I'm not stealing no more.
Facts.
So 3 to 10 years for shoplifting, bro, that's a lot.
Right.
That's a lot for anything, dude. Does anybody like? I don't know why people think like jail's cool. like I know people in jail. Like I don't even like to go visit them because jail sucks, bro.
Yeah, it's like it's depressing even talk to them.
It's depressing. It's cold all the time. There's nothing dope or fly or like cool about jail at all. So I can only imagine how fucked up Chinese jail is.
Son. Just watch Locked Up Abroad.
Yeah.
These places are all... Have you seen episodes of this?
No, man. Why the fuck would I do that to myself?
So you could find out what jail's like for your home. You don't want to know? You don't want to know what Indian jail is like,
My
bro?
dad's been to jail.
Your dad's been to jail?
In India, yeah.
What'd he do?
But he said it was like a political move. Like it was like a protest. You got thrown in jail for the night, whatever.
Oh, like
he did that
a
couple times. Yeah.
Okay, we're not worried about that light night shit. Who doesn't make it back? That's what I want to know. Who gets locked? Like Dennis Rodman gets locked up in North Korea. Does he come back?
Oh, big facts. Big facts.
I
Him and
don't
Kim
know,
Jong-il
man.
are like this.
But let's say he does some shit wrong in North Korea. Like, let's say
Kim Jong-un killed his own brother, didn't he? Or something like that?
Yeah, that motherfucker's savage. But like,
something?
yeah, but like, he really is on some Godfather shit.
Yeah.
Like, he took Fredo out.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like,
He'll probably do Rodman worse because they're so cool. You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
He's like, yo, y'all good.
Yeah.
Nobody make it back from North Korea.
Yeah, betrayal never comes from enemies, man. It always comes from a friend.
From a friend. Ooh.
So it's like, it'll be very, he'll be like, I trusted you, I loved you. He'll probably do it himself. He'll be like, just bring him to me. Just like, shoot him cold blood in his face. Oh, man.
All right, anyway.
Don't worry, I trusted you.
So
although I'm giving the Asian like an old Italian accent.
Bro, listen, we don't believe in race.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I don't see race.
Exactly.
You see how that feels, Asian and Italian people watching this? Doesn't feel too good, does it?
Yeah.
It's not. Doesn't make sense, doesn't it? All right then.
All right.
Where are we headed to now?
So he's back. Whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. Nothing really matters. Except sports. That's all that really matters. That's all I care.
Sports is the only thing that brings us all together.
Okay, so Floyd posted a clip of him boxing.
Throwing some sharp jabs.
Oh, beautiful.
Still got it.
Just crisp.
Mm-hmm.
Just beautiful. He's hitting this heavy bag, and it is a big heavy bag.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of you guys have ever boxed. Like, a bag that weighs that much is not easy to kind of move around. And this guy was just bullying it sharp, fast. Looks incredible.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, and he is like his left.
It's just a jab.
You don't even see it hit the bag, but the bag moves.
It's unbelievable
which
how
is
fast it is.
unbelievably sharp.
So,
like,
so here's the thing. So Akaash immediately hits me up, and he's like, is he coming back? I don't think he's coming back.
You also had a comment that said Conor won't last 3 rounds or something like that.
Yeah.
And so I was like, wait, is this thing is set?
Okay, so there are a couple things with this. One is there a comeback? 2, what's the reason for posting this? And 3, another discussion about Floyd I'd like to have with you guys. But I don't think that there's a comeback. I think that he's just doing it to promote Girl Collection. And I think that
Girl Collection?
Girl Collection is his strip club.
Oh,
so okay. I think it's all.
That's an awful name.
That's a great name.
It's a great awful name. It's like girl.
Hey, what is a strip club really? It's like a collection of girls.
I got it.
Good. I think we got one, guys. Come on, listen. So I think basically that's his main promo line for Girl Collection is just posting tweets about it and posting these videos. He's got by far the worst promo for Girl Collection I've ever seen. Like, if you watch his videos and shit like that, they're like horrible Photoshop. Sometimes he just has confetti in there. It's really bad.
Yeah.
But I think he's just trying to bring people to his Instagram, create a stir in this way. Okay, play that clip.
Well, let's check it out.
Ooh, yeah. Let's go.
You don't even see the glove hit the bag.
Look at that. That's a big bag, guys.
That's beautiful. Thank you, buddy.
There we go.
What fight is
Look
there?
Look at that. Got the ankle weights on.
Oh, I didn't even peep that.
Of course, man. This guy, why do you think he got the fastest feet in the game, bro? He's always working. What is interesting to me is he's wearing a jock protector.
That means he was sparring?
That means he was sparring. Or it's all done strategically to make you think that he was in that.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be, to be honest, like we play ball, right?
Yeah.
Here, stop it. So we play ball, right? Mm-hmm. We're out there playing basketball with our friends, even though we're not professional.
Yeah.
Even though we're not competing really anymore, but that's just what we do for fun. And maybe boxing, maybe sparring, as brutal as it is, that's his pickup.
That's like his pickup game.
He likes to get his shit talk out. He likes to get his... Now, he also plays pickup, but as someone who's boxed, I used to box. After you've boxed, nothing is as competitive.
As boxing, yeah. It's the ultimate.
Because everything is mimicking it, right? Like, sport is to mimic war. Mm-hmm. Boxing is the closest to war that you can get without being
any of
war.
those, boxing, MMA, whatever.
Yeah.
Exactly, a fight sport.
At the end of the day, it's like fight sports are what separates men from other men.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
100%.
Like, at the end of the day, it's like even if there was no money on the line, it's the one thing that each of us naturally do. You fight, right? And someone who is as good at fighting as Floyd Mayweather is, what do you do for fun?
Yeah,
what do you do to keep yourself busy when you're retired and just made another 9 figures and
Think about it. Like, think about what he needs to do. He needs to gamble absurd amounts of money on sports. Now, we've all gambled on sports before. It's exciting. Even fantasy, we're talking about, and we should get into the fantasy conversation later, but like, it makes a game that you're not interested in at all interesting. Right? It gives you a rush. Of course, a guy who's boxed at the highest level in front of millions of people for millions and millions of dollars needs rushes in his life. He doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke.
That is true.
He says that he eats fast food. Bullshit. This guy's not eating McDonald's every single day. You're looking at the
ounce of fat on his.
This is the finest tuned athlete we've ever seen, in my opinion, in history. And we'll get to that discussion in a little bit. But like, you're not eating fucking McDonald's. I'm sorry. Right? I literally think that he needs that rush still, and sometimes the only place that you can get it is like Blade. Blade has the serum, but every once in a while you want to bite a motherfucker's neck. You know what I mean? Where the blood at, bro?
Not like the real thing.
Come on, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't know.
Louis C.K. jerks off alone. Every once in a while, you need to jerk off in front of a bitch. You know what I mean? It's
I don't think that's the same.
I don't know. I just gotta throw it out there.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, that went left so
Allegedly.
Oh, it's not alleged.
I'm down to throw Louis under the bus.
I scored off of you.
Yo, tell me this wouldn't be the greatest opener for his new special. He comes out in front of the whole audience. He waits for a second, and then slowly starts
just
unbuckling his and then he goes, nah, I'm just kidding. That would call out the elephant in the room.
I feel like you gotta kind of like you gotta hit those things like head on, like especially if you're a comedian. Like, there's no way that you don't address that type of shit. But back to Floyd. There's no one. I think the only reason why this kind of fight was so enticing is because Conor McGregor is the one person on earth who's ever matched him for shit talk.
Yeah,
right? Beat him. And it was literally the only money fight out there. I don't think there's another money fight out there for him.
There's neither of them.
For neither of them. You know,
there's no way.
The next time you see Conor McGregor in a ring, it'll be for the WWE.
Listen,
at WrestleMania.
I think you're right.
Floyd said this, and this was really interesting. Floyd has such bars if you can get past all the nonsense. He's not the most eloquent dude, but he's a brilliant guy. Yeah. And he said this. He goes, Conor will never fight again after this. And I took it as, I'm going to beat him up so hard that he never wants to get back in the ring. That wasn't what he was saying. What he was saying is, once you make $100 million, you're not fighting for $5 million penny fights in the UFC.
You're doing human chicken fight. You're doing human cock fights.
Human cock fights.
For like less than 1% of what you just made.
Not happening.
To get tagged a little bit on the face.
Not happening. Think about it. No fucking, look at the destruction he went through against Nate Diaz.
Yeah.
Like, you want to go through that?
Quote unquote won.
For $5 million, you want to? Okay, let's say Dana bumps you up to $12 million.
Yeah, no.
100 versus Floyd.
There's no money in the UFC for, and on top of that, like the UFC's kind of like floundering right now as far as like their star power. Like Bones Jones is out, Rousey's out, fucking. The GSP fight was alright, but it wasn't.
Nobody talked about it.
Yeah, like it was kind of
no personalities.
And it's like Conor's literally the only guy. The last thing anybody ever talked about in MMA was him being at a cage in somebody's corner.
Yeah, and jumped in.
And that's the last time I've heard of any big real MMA stories, right? Yeah. There's no money in that.
There's no reason to fight. Guess who just got a boxing license to promote boxing fights?
Dana White?
Wow.
Because he knows what time it is. Like, I got so annoyed and I shouldn't have let it bother me, but all these UFC motherfuckers talking about, UFC's taking over, UFC's, where's the money? Where's the money?
To be fair, I mean, Floyd is a one of one in his sport, though. You know what I mean? Like, it's not
Canelo put up numbers, though.
I'm sure he did, because, he has an entire country behind him. If Conor goes and wants to be a boxer, like, from now on,
right,
I think he'd make Canelo money, because, like, he has the whole country of Ireland behind him. People think he held his own with the best ever.
Well, here's the thing.
He'd have to get good, yeah.
He'll only make money on 2 fights. He'll make money. If they're smart, they'll put him up against some guy that they know he can beat, who will be somebody who's trash.
Yeah.
He'll make money, and then he'll fight a Canelo and just get destroyed.
Yeah.
because he just can't fight elite boxers.
But like, I don't. But here's my thing: elite boxers rarely fight each other anyway. So if I'm McGregor, why would I want to go after any of these big dudes at all? I'm the money guy. Like I've already proven that I'm box office. Like, get me some guys I could beat the fuck up for for a couple $100 million.
Yeah. But will we see? I don't think he'll pay $100 million. We won't see him. We won't pay $100 million to watch him fight a bum. We will pay $100 million to watch him fight an elite boxer.
You think him and De La Hoya would make money?
Yes.
But
because because De La Hoya would call them out, and he said, "I'll take him out in 2 or 3 rounds." I think it would make money because it's actually more even than the Mayweather fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
I still give it to De La Hoya.
Okay.
I do. But
when's the last time De La Hoya fought? Like what?
10 years ago or something like that. Like it's a. But I still
Floyd put him out of his misery, or he had a couple fights.
No, he fought Manny after that. He fought
That's right.
But I still think I give it to De La Hoya.
He's so fucking annoying to me.
I don't know, bro.
Okay.
I don't know. I'll pay to watch. And here's the thing.
Listen,
I didn't get my money's worth with the fight. It was an entertaining fight.
Yeah.
It wasn't the fight that you get your money's worth. It's the lead up to the fight. That was
talk on it, Cass.
That was
Speak
the
on
money.
it, Cass.
I'm a pro wrestling fan, dog.
Yeah.
You rarely does the actual wrestling match live up to the promos, the hype, we come to your city, brother. But take that with like the 2017, and that's why Vince McMahon is drooling over Conor McGregor, because it's like he's the ultimate pro wrestler.
Ric Flair.
Like he's Ric Flair. It's exactly what he is. He comes in, he has the fly suits, talks wild shit, backs it up from most of the time.
Yeah.
Athletic as hell, good looking dude, and he can fight.
Like it's not game. It's not like he could actually beat up all the people in the UFC.
Yeah, it's not predetermined.
WWE.
It's not WWE. Like this guy is legitimately one of the baddest motherfuckers walking on earth, and that's why I don't see him doing the UFC fight again. I absolutely do see him being in WrestleMania, involved in some sort of altercation or whatever. And you don't get your money's worth on the boxing match itself. You get your money's worth on all the press conferences, all the sound bites, all the shit talking about whoever he fights is going to become a star because you're fighting Conor McGregor.
So check it. What you described, I think, brilliantly is like you pay for you know how you pay for your meal after?
Yeah.
Right? The hype is the meal.
Yeah.
The fight is actually when the chef goes, here's a dessert on the house.
And it's like, this is nice.
You know what I mean? Like, exactly. But like, sometimes the chef brings over like a little shot of something, or he brings over like a little cake and the whole table shares it.
Compliments of the boss.
Exactly. Like this is extra. Nice. But we tuned into every press conference to see the shit. We were talking about it. Like, it wasn't at 30 minutes.
Yeah, but if the fight didn't go 10 rounds, we would have been let down. If there wasn't punches thrown, if it was... You know what I mean? If it was a whack fight, we'd all been like,
it was a fun fight.
It was a
fun fight.
Because it scared us for a second. We were like, wait a minute, does he have a shot?
Yeah.
I
thought he was fighting so ugly, it was fucking up Floyd. That was I don't know much about boxing, but I was like, this shit is so unorthodox. I think Floyd's a little thrown.
No, he has great length. He has great length, and he actually has great head movement, and his elite head movement and counterpunching. He just is limited in what he can do. So like Floyd just figured out how to fight him, and then he didn't have anything to shift after it. He spoke pretty candidly about it. He's like, Floyd made 3 changes in his game plan. I just couldn't make that third change.
That's what I was thinking. Like I'm not as well versed in boxing as you are, but what I did notice is that like while I was watching him, and like. And mind you, boxing and fighting are 2 different things. So if you're watching these 2 dudes do what they did in their pay-per-view, and it's a regular fight, you're like, oh man, Floyd's getting his ass beat. It's like, no, like Floyd's figuring him out right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Tiring him out.
3,
also,
4
Floyd's
rounds.
hands were hurt, right?
That's right, yeah. Floyd didn't spar for like the whole camp because his hand he fought him basically with a broken hand. Like, look, Floyd does, I think it's 3 rounds or 2 rounds next time they fight.
Healthy Floyd takes him out fairly quickly, but even then, I mean, I say all that to say Conor McGregor should never be in the UFC ever again. And if there's anything that he wants to do, whether it's fight sports, whether it's pro wrestling, whether it's whatever, you're not paying for that. You're paying because he's a spectacle.
Yeah.
He's a star. Sure. The way Floyd lifted Conor McGregor's star, Conor could do that for an entire, and he's still young. He's what, like 26? Mm-hmm. Super young. So like he could do that for an entire generation of fighters now. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's not like right now the UFC is doing like pretty shitty right now.
That's what I was about to say. And WME just bought the UFC for $4 billion. I looked it up. Are they shitting their pants right now?
Absolutely.
How much would they pay to get Floyd to get Conor
He's
back?
got all the leverage in the negotiation. That's
I'm
a great
good
point.
on my money.
Yeah.
I'm good for life if I want to be.
Cut the check if you want me to fight. And to be honest, this could be the transition of UFC fighters actually making some real money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they weren't making dick comparatively to boxing. I mean, even like
they fought more.
And they fought way more.
Yeah.
They weren't making dick. They had, you know, Reebok and everything plastered all over there. They weren't allowed to get their own sponsorship, all these things. I mean, the UFC brand is way stronger than the boxing brand. There isn't a boxing brand. It's just fighters.
Yeah.
But
and that's why the John Jones shit was fucked up, because like he was their LeBron for a minute.
Oh yeah.
Dude was like super young, like 22 years old. Like before Reebok came in, he had his own Nike deal.
He's
he had,
an idiot.
The Bones nose, all this shit. Like he was like the perfect dude that you want as the face of your company. Yeah. And then it just finds out he just does mad blow all the time.
Yeah. and other shit too. Like,
and other shit apparently. And it's like, damn, okay, maybe he was.
But son, maybe it's chasing that rush.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? Like maybe you feel that rush in the ring. You're like, listen, I need that.
Same thing you were just talking about. How some people just need that thing.
Yeah.
And
so stop being a cokehead and gamble like a gentleman, okay? Gamble like a responsible adult.
And have tons of women, like
exactly.
All
get a
normal
strip club and 7 wives. Get it together, John.
Harem was what I was thinking his strip club should have been called. But
that would have been sick.
Not an dope strip club.
That was sick. All right, so here's a thing about Floyd Mayweather. Not only do I think Floyd Mayweather is the best boxer ever, and I don't even think it's close, I actually think Floyd Mayweather is the best
conditioned athlete.
No. More than that. I think he's the best at his craft compared to everybody else who's had a craft. Meaning, I think Mayweather is more of an expert at boxing than Stephen Hawkins is at science. I think Mayweather is more of an expert at boxing than Usain Bolt is at running. I think he's more of an expert at boxing than Steve Jobs was, or blows all of them out of the water because they've lost.
They've lost, exactly.
And he's never lost. But like, compare him to intellectuals, compare him to farmers, compare him to any other person with a craft. There's only one other person that comes close, but I truly think he's the greatest expert in the history
of experts.
So
this is like the Jay-Z quote when Jay-Z was talking about how everybody has genius level talent. They just have to find what their genius
is. Okay.
And you're saying Floyd is more of a genius at boxing than anybody else is at whatever it is
they're a genius at.
Okay.
And I just, because we're talking about a guy who's been hit hard, who's been staggered 5 times in his whole career. There are clips on YouTube where you can look up.
Who got him? Shane Mosley got him.
Shane got him. DeMarcus Corley got him. Zab got him. I think maybe Corrales. Is it Corrales? He fought Corrales.
Okay.
Got him. And I think there might be like one other in his whole career. Yeah. And listen,
50
boxing
have tried and 50 have failed.
Well, boxing is tough.
Yeah.
Like when you run on track, the track doesn't try to trip you, right? The track doesn't try to knock you out. The track doesn't do anything to stop. The track is always going to be the same every single time.
Yeah.
Right? We're talking about an industry where 1 centimeter of distance can put you on the ground.
One off calculation in your head.
One off, and in a physical sport,
they're trying to hurt you.
They're trying to hurt you.
The sport is trying to
your
hurt you.
body should break down.
Yeah.
You should get a little slower, like what happened to Roy Jones. Roy Jones was dominating everybody, and then all of a sudden he slowed down a fraction of a second, and now he's getting knocked out.
Yeah, he's food.
We're looking at somebody who's been an expert, the most. I don't know how to even. I guess the most genius of all geniuses.
He has a genius level talent in boxing.
But it is a barbaric sport, so I don't think we put him in the same. And some people like compare him. Oh, Ali was better. Ali was not even close.
I wouldn't go as far as saying like.
I don't think.
I agree to a sense, but I think the distance is probably a lot further along than it is in other fields, I guess is what you're saying.
What you mean?
So I guess what you're saying is, okay, Stephen Hawking is this mega genius, whatever, but like there's like people like nipping at his heels a little bit. You know what
Hawkins,
I'm saying?
yeah, interesting.
And there's probably not as many people nipping at Floyd's heels as one would think.
That's interesting. It's tough to go outside of sports.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck is to engineering to say Elon Musk is the world's foremost engineer.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to say there. The one sports maybe counter I could say, and people are probably going to want to laugh at me, but Roger Federer is so fucking good at tennis.
Yeah.
Every Indian, your parents made you play tennis. My uncle got me to watch tennis.
White people play this. Go.
It's not even white people. It's not even white people. It's the one sport where we can kind of, the physicality won't blow us off the court. You know what I mean? Like basketball, I'm getting yoked on whenever.
Right.
Boxing, no chance. So I watch tennis, and Roger Federer, I've said this before, he makes tennis look easier than I've ever seen anybody make anything look in my life.
Okay.
Just no effort.
So he's
100 mile an hour serve.
He's undeniably the best ever at tennis?
Yeah, it's not even close. Like, just number of titles.
Everybody, I don't know shit about tennis.
But I mean, like, I've seen like Nadal get him a few times.
Nadal does get him.
That is my thing. It's like,
I've never seen anybody flat out beat Floyd.
And my response to that would just be number of matches.
Sure.
Gotcha.
Okay. And don't get me wrong.
50 times or whatever.
That's totally fair. But when it comes to Federer and these other guys, they go, they had a bad day. Where are Floyd's bad days?
Have bad days.
Like, he has bad days, and even in the bad day, gets it done.
I'm a massive Floyd fan. Again, my only thing would be he's only had to have 50 days.
I think it's a great.
So that's
there's
the only
not
thing
enough.
I would say.
Whatever whatever isn't large enough. The sample size.
I'm sure there's somebody who's like he's sparred with, or like he's had like a bad day training or something. Where like somebody might have got him.
I've seen people get him.
Yeah, exactly. But my thing with this is, could you imagine how iconic of an athlete Floyd would be if he wasn't a dick?
Well, that's a good.
Like, if he wasn't a dick, like, we revere Ali with great reason.
Yep.
Right? Like, just, some people don't even recognize Ali's sport. Like, they're just like, he's just an iconic person, like a champion of people and all this other just real altruistic stuff that made Ali like larger than life.
Yep.
Could you imagine if he had these Ali qualities? If Floyd just wasn't a dick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if he just wasn't like this woman beating, like, degenerate, like, money flashing kind of like asshole. Like, if he carried himself like give me an example.
Brad Stevens.
Like Brad, but that's the catch-22 though, because like this is the fight game, this is fight sports.
Yep.
And half
like
of those
you said,
people,
the hype.
It's the hype, and half of those people that made Floyd great are the people who hate him. The people who wanted to see him get his ass whooped, and it never happened.
Your haters and your celebrators pay the same price of admission.
That's facts.
And I would say more than half of the people didn't want him to win in these fights. And they all paid $59.99. And then when it went up to $69.99 for the pay-per-view, they paid it. And when it was at $99.99, they still paid it. Right? So here's the thing that it comes down to when you do the Ali comparison. Ali, similarly to Brad Stevens, which is interesting. We can get into like a Brad Stevens combo because I think Brad might be overrated, actually.
Really?
And we'll get into that. But like,
I'd love to get into that.
So what Ali did, and Ali is, a great human, great person. But what Ali did is he was an underdog. We have yet to see Floyd be an underdog, so he hasn't had that advantage. It's easy to be liked, right? When you're relating to all these people who feel like an underdog in life. Floyd has been the best for such a long time and has never faced somebody that we didn't think he was going to beat. So naturally, you're drawn to root against him.
Well, this is what I
He's the hurricane, and the opponent is Puerto Rico. No one roots for the hurricane. You know what I'm saying? You root for Puerto Rico. You're like, yo, power kid, don't break,
But this is what I would say. First of all, a lot of people hated Ali when he was boxing.
Exactly.
He rubbed a lot of people the wrong way.
Sure.
And I think if we knew a lot about Ali's exploits the way we know about athletes now, we might know a lot more shit about Ali maybe. But the thing Ali did was he took a stand that's going to last beyond his career.
Right.
And Floyd, I think, feels the same way. I like about Floyd, he's like a proud black dude. I fuck with black people the most. You know what I mean? Like, if you're a black dude and you feel that way, I respect that you have that pride.
Yep.
But it always comes out so fucked up with Floyd. You know what I mean? He don't know how to say it.
Yeah, he's not an eloquent guy.
He's not. He's
just not an eloquent guy.
He's not eloquent at all.
And here's the difference. You can be smart and not eloquent.
Yeah. Kanye.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say.
I honestly think and I might jump out the window with this hot take, but the only difference between Floyd Mayweather and LeBron James is LeBron James is eloquent. That's really it. Because LeBron James says and does a lot of asshole shit. I mean, granted,
go for it.
Off the field, I'm not talking about, off the field, he's a model dude. Like,
right.
Married, kids, does all the good
Kaz
things.
a little sensitive about the King of New York comments.
I was very sensitive.
I could tell.
Very sensitive about that. But on the field, on the court, LeBron is just as dominant, just as had a target on his back just as long as Floyd Mayweather has. And he's had to have, like you said, more days than Floyd has had. He's had to have 50 good days, and Floyd has had all 50 good days. LeBron has had to have, there's 82 games in the season. It's his 15th season. Somebody
plus
else do the
playoffs,
math.
plus playoffs, 14 years,
plus the Olympics, plus high school when you got the Hummers and all that type of stuff. Like, he's had a target on his back since he was 15 years old.
Sure.
He's 32 or 31. I don't know. The only difference between him and Floyd, if Floyd was able to express himself as eloquently as LeBron could or can, we hold Floyd in a completely different regard.
I think you're absolutely right, but I also think that LeBron benefits from one thing that Floyd hasn't: losing.
Yeah.
We do not like perfection. I'm telling you, show me a perfect person, I will show you a group of people that want to tear them down.
I agree, but the legacy we're not going to appreciate. I'm talking about legacy.
Legacy, totally different combo. I completely agree with you on legacy, absolutely, without a doubt. But I just feel like if Ali had close fights. Ali lost to Frazier, right? Yeah. Ali was supposed to get destroyed by Foreman and then knocks him out, right? It's like by divine intervention knocked him out, right? What has happened? My dad interviewed Ali before that fight, and he's talking to Ali, and he's saying, he goes, how are you going to beat this guy? This guy is not only, Foreman's not only beating guys, he's destroying them. Like, he's crushing them, And Ali just said to my dad, he goes, listen, this is what you do. You're a journalist. He goes, this is what I do, okay? I'm a scientist when it comes to this boxing shit. Not only am I going to beat him, I'm going to knock him out. My dad thought he was my dad is a fight fan. He thought he was crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then when you see somebody, it is honestly akin to like to watching a regular person become divine.
Okay.
When you call out some shit,
and you see it happen.
And then it happens, like, back in the day.
Nostradamus.
It's Nostradamus.
Like, it lives for centuries.
Yo, for real, like, honestly, there was probably somebody back in the day who was like, yo, I think the sun's going to disappear today. And it just so happens an eclipse came. After that, whatever you say goes, homie. Like, I think I should.
I said the sun was going to go away.
Yo, I think I should fuck your wife. I think you should fuck my wife. Motherfucker made the sun go away. Which should I go fuck my wife a little? So,
oh my god.
So I think Ali had that. I think if Floyd actually lost some like close battles or like went up to like 170 pounds or something like that, fought some guy and like we saw him fight his heart out, but he lost. Like I think we'd actually root for him more because he's so perfect. The only choice he had was to play the villain, I think.
And not for nothing, his perfection has diluted the appreciation of other boxers as well. Because it's almost, or just other fighters in general.
You're not perfect.
Like, I'm just saying, it's like, if who was the man? Like Anderson Silva, Spider Silva, in the UFC.
Yep.
He was the Ali of the UFC for a long time.
Yep.
He would talk shit. He would fucking dance in the ring, kick people's faces off. Like he was not even breaking a sweat. Like he was what Floyd was to the UFC. He takes a couple L's and. Yeah, like you still kind of appreciate him, but like now you've seen him in like these latter years where he's not nearly
failing drug tests.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Like he's not nearly the megastar he was, and it's like, well, you can't never be considered one of the best ever because you've lost, and you've lost multiple times, and it's like, well, you're gonna lose. People lose all the time. No, not really. Floyd never loses. So his greatness is, by purpose or not.
Affected other
great athletes.
What do people say about Bron versus Jordan?
Oh,
Jordan
he is in the finals. He's 6-0 in the NBA finals.
Yeah.
Like, how are you going to lose in the NBA finals? You can't be great, And it's like you're not even appreciating. And Jordan is obviously phenomenal, one of the greatest of all time. But it's like you can't appreciate greatness because of perfection. And perfection is just...
It's rare.
It's rare.
This is a
bar,
once...
dog. That's a bar. Bro, with a bar, fam.
Put it in quotes. Put it on Instagram. Like, bro, I really think that I really think Floyd is a once in a millennium talent.
Yeah.
I don't think he gets enough credit. You know, people are like, oh, he's not the best ever. He's the best defensive boxer ever.
Yeah, it's always like fucking asterisk when you come to Floyd. It's like,
you just gotta watch boxers talk about him, even if they don't admit it. Just watch them talk about him. Like, and we're talking about elite boxers, especially guys he hasn't fought.
Yeah.
Because there's no ego with them yet,
Yeah.
and he's just like, dude, they're just like.
Oh yeah, no, I spent a good amount of time with Andre Ward a couple years ago.
Andre's another great,
and who's a phenomenal boxer in his own
unbelievable.
right. And hearing him talk about Floyd is like, oh yeah.
What do you say? What do you say? This
is before like the McGregor stuff. This is like years ago or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here, and I think he was a middleweight then or something. I forgot what weight class he was. But I asked him a question about like, would you ever, cut weight or have, a Floyd super fight or whatever. And just the way he would talk about him, it was just like, he knew he wasn't ready.
Really?
He didn't outright say it. But like he was just like the way he was like kind of dodging the question and just like kind of saying like the strategic typical pro athlete don't rock the boat rustle the feathers answer.
Yeah,
it was just kind of like he knows he can't see Floyd.
Just one of my favorite things to do is listen to like elite athletes speak on other elite athletes or like elite experts speak on.
And I don't want to try and talk down and say like Andre Ward is scared of Floyd. I don't think that at all. But it was just a way that it was a respect that he had for him that was so great that I was like, oh man, like. And mind you, my boxing knowledge is super limited. Right. I'm just talking to this guy on like a lifestyle story or whatever. Yeah. So like the way I'm hearing him talk about it is just like, oh nah, Floyd's that dude. Like nobody's touching him.
He's a different
in the boxing.
He's a different talent. I just think that there is a value to loss in the eyes of the public.
Yeah.
Because you become relatable.
Especially in boxing.
Especially in boxing. That happened to LeBron and the Warriors.
Like right when even when he lost when he first went to Miami, right? Like first went to Miami, they make it to the finals, and then Dallas beats him in a crushing loss. Right?
And it wasn't just that they lost. Is that LeBron didn't show up.
That
was the first
time. They were up, what is it? They're up 2-0.
They were up 1.
They're up 1-0, but they were up like 14 in game 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the fourth quarter, I think.
So, but here's an example. It's like all of a sudden LeBron is humbled, and then now our egos as fans are satisfied, and now I can support.
Like, he got what he deserved. And
It's like
which prompts the greatest LeBron quote of all time.
Yo, that shit was so real.
Oh my God! Please pull that up. When they asked LeBron at the press conference, it was like, yo. Do you think because you lost to these finals, people are going to be happy to see you losing, And LeBron not even blinking. He's like, not at all. He's like, if people get happy from you losing or whatever, he's like, and that's on them.
They're still going to wake up to me.
They're still going to wake up to their own simple lives, and I get to go home with my family and my wife and be happy and live the way I want to live. He basically called us all broke boys at the end of the day, yo. It was the best. Oh man, boom, right here. Right here. Yo, the best, most realist sports quote.
At the end of the day, all the people that was rooting on me to fail, at the end of the day, they got to wake up tomorrow and have the same life that they had.
Bars.
Before they woke up today.
Bars.
They got the same personal problems that they had
Bars.
today. And I'm going to continue to live the way I want to live and continue to do the things that I want to do. With me and my family.
LeBron has always looked like a 43-year-old detective from Detroit.
He Delroy Lindo. Dog, he looked like Delroy Lindo.
Who's Delroy Lindo?
No, he came out the womb 40 years old.
Yo, dude, he's always been 40. He looks so 40 right there.
He looked. Oh God, I forgot what TV show.
Tell me that motherfucker ain't LeBron, dog. Tell me that motherfucker ain't LeBron.
Call.
That's Delroy Lindo.
Yo, that guy's British, son.
Yeah, I didn't know he was British. You see him and shit all the time.
That guy is. This breaks my heart when I find out one of these like actors that have played in like American movies. This guy is British.
He's played every single antagonist in every black movie.
That's LeBron Daddy.
Yeah, but also like a black high-ranking police officer. You know?
Facts.
Yeah.
Man, oh man. But yeah, no, that was the greatest thing that LeBron and the Golden State Warriors have ever had to, benefit from in the eye of public opinion is losing. You know what I mean? Because we love a comeback story.
We love a comeback, but it also satisfies our ego. We do stand-up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you watch any stand-up comedian's opener, it's usually some self-deprecating shit. And what it does is it puts the audience at ease.
Right.
It's like, hey, I'm not better than you. Hey, you guys can laugh at me. You know, the fat comic goes up there and acknowledges that he's fat. You know what I mean? Or somebody talks about how their life sucks or they're bald or whatever, that kind of shit like that. Not saying that that's our way of doing it, but there is some value to that. And they've realized, if I humble myself in front of these people, I'm more likable.
You know, it's interesting. We always talk about on stage being vulnerable. And to me, like, I'll call out that I'm 5'7" on stage. It's just like honest and it's vulnerable. I'll try not to be some like, well, it was me. But I think we just like vulnerability. And when an athlete loses,
it's vulnerable.
This guy who seems like a fucking superhero, LeBron, look at the muscle on this dude. It's unbelievable. Look at the pectoral is insane.
Look at that waist. What is that, a 29-inch waist?
Bro, it's crazy.
Beautiful waist.
Yeah, it's crazy. That shit is a marvel.
Beautiful waist.
Seeing him lose is the only time you'll see him vulnerable.
Look at Richard Jefferson in the back just looking at his waist. Like, oh my God.
And that's the thing. Like, these are all elite athletes. And it goes back to your point of, how people talk about you when you're really great. When you're in a class of all elite athletes and they're looking at you like, oh no, he's the best.
He's the best.
Doesn't matter if he loses any finals. He is still, without a doubt, the undisputed best player in the NBA. Doesn't matter if they start 0-6,
not even
0-12. He's still the undisputed best player in the NBA. And it's like,
I think he accepts that now. Earlier in his career, I don't think he did. But the way I see him speak now and the way I see him having fun, even like post-loss and like kind of enjoying his life, it's almost like he's come to self-acceptance. Like, yes, I am the best.
Yeah.
You know how we got to accept that we're not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, all right, maybe I'm not the best comedian. Maybe I'm not the best journalist. Maybe I'm not the best. But like, he just goes, no, I was right this whole time. I was the best. I was saying it. I didn't believe it, but now I do.
It's crazy, man. I don't know. It's, good for him.
Okay.
Can we talk about Brad Stevens, though?
Okay.
Let's get into
well, I want to get your opinion on Bron coming to New York and what he said, because you're not a New Yorker and we're biased.
Yes.
What did he say that bothered you guys so much?
He called himself the King of New York after beating the Knicks.
Oh, that's right. You sent that screenshot and said Bron got to get snuffed. It was the greatest. It's probably better than his "You got to wake up tomorrow with your same life" quote, because he said that to New York. So
I should have never asked Akaash that.
It's so good. And it's just him walking on the court alone, like it's his court.
Yeah.
Oh, man. He's right. Who has had more success at MSG than LeBron?
It wasn't no Knicks, I'll tell you that much.
Definitely not Isaiah Thomas.
Wow. His name was like a 4-letter word to me.
Isaiah?
Isaiah.
Yeah, and we're not talking about IT. We're talking about
the Cleveland Isaiah.
Yeah.
We're talking about the
touch your butt.
Isaiah.
Okay, so you don't think it was disrespectful what he did?
I think it's extremely.
I thought it was great. That's great. You like wrestling. That's wrestling. And it's good to see LeBron getting in there. Like, fuck you.
I mean, here's the thing. The only thing that
fucking Frankie Smokes. You guys remember Frankie Smokes? You know how disrespectful that shit is? I hope he heard that.
Well, he ripped him though. I told
you.
All he cared about is one.
Hold on. We gotta talk about this. Kaz texted the group. All four of us got a text chain, and Alex and Kaz are texting like, "Yo, this shit was so live. Fucking New York is back. The energy in the building." And I'm like, "Oh my god, I can't believe this shit."
New York.
I thought New York won. I was like, oh, fuck, I got to hear about this forever on the podcast. I look at the score, y'all lost by 3. The fuck? You guys are so hyped over a loss.
Were up 20.
No one is happy about being up 20 in the third.
They looked awful. And
You're the only fans on earth.
Frankie got in LeBron's face too. Somebody tried to bully him. Frankie was not having it. You see what happened to Lonzo?
That's like me talking smack to somebody, and everybody stepped in the way to save the fight.
Let's compare.
I've been Frankie Smokes. Let me tell you something. That's a position of weakness right there. I know that position. I'm gonna pretend I'm not a sucker, but I know good and goddamn well I'm a sucker.
You know what? Let's compare rookie point guards. When Lonzo Ball had the smoke brought to him against Phoenix this past weekend,
because Lonzo been getting smoked by his daddy his whole life. Lonzo got no heart.
He walked away.
I like Lonzo.
Frank Ntilikina gave him the smoke to the best player on earth.
Yep.
And what did he say? He shoved him several times.
We'll beat you next time.
Get out of my face! Get out of my face!
Yeah, 6 steals.
Please stop bothering me!
6 steals.
You are bothering me, LeBron! Your name is the only thing I can pronounce correctly.
There will be no Frankie Smokes.
Oh, you're welcome. That was the caption. You're welcome. That's great.
You're welcome. #King of New York. And I don't want to stick too much on Knicks today because we got a lot of flack for the people.
Did we?
Yeah, they were like, oh my God.
Thank you, listeners. I had to listen to that shit.
We can't have 40 minutes of Knicks talk.
I'm losing my fucking mind. If you watch the video clips, my hands, my face just in my palms. Just like, what the fuck is this 30 minutes for?
I bet about like 40% of me talking to Knicks about the Knicks is just because it leads to rants by Akaash. So like, what I try to do is set up, like, what I want to do is
set him up
like, yeah. So what I'll do is I'll just look at you and talk Knicks stuff, and then I see the water start to boil, you know? You ever about to make pasta? Like, I don't do that because I'm a man, but like, if I was making pasta, like the water would start to boil, and then it starts to boil over the pot a little bit, and then once Akaash is boiling, we just sit back and listen. That's all it is.
Oh man, fucking Knicks fans.
I think LeBron wishes he came to New York. I think he wishes he never went to Miami. I think he never played for a major market team, and I think on some level, he wishes he came to New York.
He's doing Donald Trump. He's doing LeVar Ball. Don't let him rile you.
Listen, I'm being honest. So he wants to see what it's like to have those fans going crazy. Miami fans didn't even show up to the game, bro.
No,
Miami fans were putting fucking aloe vera on their burnt
When he's
backs.
a free agent this year,
yeah.
New York might be an option. You get one more good player, New York might be an option.
Listen, let me tell you something about me, Akaash.
I think New York is a
If he comes to New York, forgiven. I ain't about these grudges. Listen, the Bronx is now LeBronx. It's not. I'm giving you a borough, B. Whatever borough you want. You can have Brooklyn. You can have the Bronx. You can have Staten J-Land. You can have anything. Not Manhattan, but I'll give you Queens. You can have Queens. You can put your girl there. It's yours. All I'm trying to say is you are forgiven whatever you say. That's why I didn't go too crazy. Like when he was on the subway, I was tight, but then I realized you're a free agent, and I was like,
maybe he's getting you. So, make sure he feels comfortable.
Make sure, when that guy said stop filming me, I'm gonna find that guy.
Yeah.
The guy on the subway that goes stop filming me. Braun put him on the camera.
Who the fuck is that guy?
I'm gonna snuff him. First of all, that shows you how brave white people in New York are. White people in New York are a different level of brave.
And that's the level.
5'8" white guy says stop filming and patted the phone away from, even if he doesn't know it's Braun. It's a 6'8" surrounded by 7-foot black dudes. These finance dudes are different.
Privilege. If y'all don't know what white privilege is, that's it right there.
It's not white privilege. What it is he lost $10 million on Wall Street. They don't care. These finance dudes don't care. Like, his life is over already.
Oh,
he's like, you're not going to videotape me in despair. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, goodness gracious.
Anyway, I'm with it. If he wants to come, I'm absolutely with it. I think it'd be a great fit. How many more years of peak Braun do you think we have left?
I think we got.
He keeps extending this shit, don't he?
Yeah,
it's scary.
I honestly think he could still be this. What is this, his 15th year? I don't think he'll ever not be an effective NBA player. Peak dominant LeBron, 3 years.
I think more than 2. Yeah, I think 3, maybe 4.
3. I think 3. He's 32. He's only 32.
If he doesn't get an injury, injuries change things.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't get an injury, I think we're seeing little pieces of the future of LeBron. Have you seen him kind of going to post a little bit?
Yeah.
Like that little fadeaway is dropping.
Yeah.
The 3-point shot is wet. Like, I think we're seeing this version of what he will be, almost like a Karl Malone. I don't want to put it out there because I think he's way more athletic than Karl, but like Karl was that big body. You couldn't really stay in front of him. And I think that's what will transition his game. He's not going to be spinning on motherfuckers.
Nah.
You got to do the Jordan. You got to live in the post.
I think he's going to be more Jordan. I think he'll be like a guy who just lives in the post, who just kind of like, you know, that fadeaway's money. He's 6'8". He's not going to, if you have a 7-footer that's guarding him, he'll still have enough to kind of get by a little bit. But I don't see him never not being an effective NBA player. Like, he's too smart. And his game is too relegated to teammates to ever not be effective.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he passes, but he's at worst one of the top 3 passers in the NBA right now. He can score at will. He's bigger than everybody, and he's smarter than everybody.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't think he has to be a 25-point per game guy.
At 44 years old, he could be Draymond Green now.
Maybe.
Great passer.
Good defender.
Defend any position.
Yeah.
I mean, Draymond's game is he's athletic, but he doesn't get the athletic, like,
credit.
term.
Yeah,
as
he doesn't
other
blow
people
you
do.
off the pitch. I see that. I see that.
Yeah.
Especially because he doesn't have any offense. If he had offense, maybe they'd call him more athletic.
Let me ask you all this.
Yeah.
I want LeBron to stay in Cleveland, but I also know that organization is dog shit. If he leaves, I don't think LA's the place for him.
I don't think LA's the place.
Where do y'all think he should go?
New York, I feel like
Okay, second
in a lot
then.
of ways.
Where's second?
What?
Second.
Oh,
Honestly,
second after New York.
You're going to say New York again.
Honestly,
For
I'm
real,
not
though.
going to say New York. I'm not going to say
Honestly,
that. I think he should retire. I think that if you don't come to New York, you don't really want it. You're really what it is.
I was honestly thinking about that. I had 3 choices for the end of this year. I think he either stays all 4. I don't think New York's a bad option, but I don't think it'll happen because, why does good things ever happen to the Knicks?
If y'all had one more really good piece, though, it would be a real candidate.
I believe so, and they'll have money for it, but we'll see. Philly, I think Philly's an intriguing option.
Really fucking interesting.
Very intriguing option. I think he either stays in Cleveland or retires. I don't think he has much to prove, really. Like, he's 32 years old.
I don't think he's going to retire.
Take. Ron retiring is a hot take.
I don't think it's that. I don't think, what else does he have to prove? Does he really want 7 rings? Does he really want to beat Jordan that bad? I don't think he's Kobe obsessed with that number. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think he is.
I think LeBron has already achieved, like, nobody talks about Kobe like they talk about LeBron, and LeBron's still active.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like he's chasing Kobe. I don't think he's chasing anyone.
Yeah.
I think he's already carved out this legacy of a career where if he walked away next year, he'd be good.
Beating Golden State. Beating Golden State was his 6th ring.
Yeah, I think so.
He beat the best team on the planet.
Nobody's done.
He did it, and it's something nobody's done. He beat the best team on the planet pretty much single-handedly. I mean, obviously there was help from guys, but he was the most dominant force there. And wow. Yeah, I think that really cemented his legacy to us. He got his rings. I mean, I don't know. I think if he does go to another team, it has to be a big market team. I think that's one, he wants to experience what it's like to play for a big market team, but I think there are also business ventures.
And that's why I don't think New York is, and people think I'm crazy, people think I'm being a homer or whatever, but that's why I think New York isn't that out of the picture, because, like, let me
He's thinking past basketball.
Yeah. Let me try
let me
and
be
get
around
to his
billionaires.
head a little bit,
Go.
right? It's like, okay, why is this picture so important? You know what I mean? Like, clearly,
he knows what he's doing.
He knows the importance of winning at the Garden.
Yeah.
He also is super close friends with Carmelo Anthony. He still harbors resentment for the Phil thing, and I think he harbors that resentment because I think at one point he really was thinking about linking the whole Banana Boat squad in New York, and I think Phil fucked that up. I think there was a good point where I don't think it's a point where, like, the bridges are so burned where he couldn't go back to Cleveland, because there was, what's his name? Dan Gilbert. Him and Dan Gilbert were not fucking with each other at all. That was burn the bridge, throw the gasoline behind you, and leave type of shit. And he still came back.
Because LeBron is arguably the most, like, emotionally intelligent athlete that exists right now. He is able to remove ego. Most athletes, Kobe would never be able to do that.
No, not at all.
No. Ever. He'd be too upset. He'd have that, like, psychotic serial killer anger towards somebody.
That underbite he does, that Kobe underbite,
That's the Kobe, that's the
Pat in his chest.
Mamba mentality face or whatever.
LeBron is able to sit back and go, who cares about this owner? It's my team.
Yeah.
It's not the owner's team. Whatever I do here, I get. He knows that, and I'm going to come back and do it. Like, Dan Gilbert works for him, I think, in his...
I mean, yeah. If somebody puts a gun to my head and is like, where's LeBron going? I think he stays in Cleveland, because I do believe he means more to Cleveland than he would ever mean in New York.
Of course.
No matter how big he gets, he can bring New York 10 championships.
Don't say that. Don't say
I don't think he'll. Dog, New York is big, bro. What does Cleveland have? What does Ohio have as a state?
Fuddruckers.
They have nothing. They have nothing.
10 championships.
No matter
if we got one championship,
if we got
one championship,
dog, he would be celebrated. He'd be revered, but he would never be the guy in New York. He transcends sports in Ohio. He transcends sports in Cleveland.
Here's how much he means to Cleveland, even if he leaves again. he will still get a statue.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Absolutely. They should build him a statue now in Cleveland.
Yeah.
The fact that they haven't.
I would guilt trip the fuck out of him. Like, yo, put this shit
absurd
right in front of the arena.
And build it on top of the copy of your letter.
it's like you're really going to leave us, Braun, after you built you this nice statue? Fuck all that shit.
No, he deserves it.
We'll have a bunch of alt-right dudes, like, taking down the statue like it's fucking Robert E. Lee statue.
Even the most racist Ohioans.
Oh, yeah.
Love LeBron.
You can support Trump and LeBron.
Oh,
if you live in Ohio.
If they would after bringing it to Cleveland, dude. After bringing
red
that back to
LeBron jerseys,
dude, exactly. You know what else is red? The Cleveland Cavaliers. Looks like a conservative to me.
Oh, yeah. My goodness.
Okay, Akaash, where do you think he goes next year?
I think he stays in Cleveland. Where would I like to see him go?
Yep.
The Spurs. I would love to see him with a great coach. I don't think he would do it. I would love to see him with a great coach.
Okay.
Also interesting, the Bucks.
The Bucks would be interesting. That's very
just pure basketball.
He's not
market
he's
is
not
dog
going.
shit.
He's not
wouldn't
going,
do it.
but it is a very interesting watching him and Giannis.
Him
together.
and Giannis on the wings, you're just not going to score.
Wow.
You can't penetrate anything.
Yeah, that is just that'd be interesting. I don't think he'd go simply because of the market. If he's 28-year-old LeBron,
yeah.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Or he waits for Giannis's contract to come up and say, Giannis, come play with me. Let's run shit.
Right.
Okay, we can talk about Stevens or Klay Thompson.
I want to get some Brad Stevens because I got to be out in a little bit. But.
And then we'll, okay. So, Brad Stevens. Here's my thing about Brad Stevens. Why do we make all the excuses for him?
What excuses are we making for him?
He's not, first of all, he's touted like he's like the best coach ever. He hasn't won anything. Okay. And we make all the excuses for him that no other coach gets.
Like what?
He has no players. Tons of coaches have no players. They get fired.
Who says he has no players?
He won 15 straight.
The last few years. But since he's been in the league, he's been embraced.
Okay.
Right? Since he's been in the league, Bill Simmons can't take his cock out of his mouth since he's been in the league.
That's what Simmons does with every Boston.
I mean,
not every Boston coach.
To be fair, like Brad's okay, so
like if Doc Rivers doesn't win a championship, he's a trash coach. Why is he the head of the organization or whatever? If this guy gets bounced out of the first round, what an amazing guy for getting this team together by the bootstraps. I do think 2 first round exits. Sorry,
this is
two first round exits, and then he went to a conference finals. But they were down 0-2 against the Bulls before Rondo got injured. So he was about to get bounced.
Oh, that's a great point.
He was about to get bounced for his 3rd first-round exit. Now, that whole idea like he didn't have stars on the team worked for maybe the first 2 seasons. But last year, you have IT, legitimate star, and you got, what's the ugliest jump shooter in the world?
He became a star, Al Horford. He becomes a star because of Brad Stevens being in that.
IT has always given you buckets. It's just the team finally let him go.
But it's different, man. Like, it's different being like a microwave player. You come off the bench, you get like your 14, 15. That's like J.R. Smith, right? Like, averaging 25 points per game, that's superstar
Whenever
level
he was
production.
given minutes, he gave you superstar numbers. IT. Whenever he gave you, was given minutes.
I think we are putting the crown on his head a little prematurely. Let's see what he does in the playoffs. But a 15-game win streak is really fucking impressive. And all these guys are playing at a high level. One of them is a rookie. One of them is in his 2nd year. And these guys are all playing well.
I agree with you. I think the reason why Brad Stevens gets a lot of that credit is because a lot of those teams that even made the playoffs made like really late runs, and they weren't supposed to.
Also, he gets love from players. LeBron says he's brilliant. Kyrie was saying in the playoffs.
Everybody sucks. He's like the Bruce Springsteen of basketball. Like he's this like working class guy, and everybody gets behind him, and everybody likes him. He's humble.
He took a Butler team, which was he put Butler on the map, right? Went from nothing to 1 half-court heave away from an NCAA championship against a Duke a great Duke team. You know what I mean?
Right.
Then he comes to a storied franchise, which was in disarray after they lost the Big 3. They traded away.
Danny Ainge is brilliant, too. He needs credit. Holy shit.
I'll tell you this, man. Like, when he first made that trade, I'm like, Boston's going to suck for a long time. And they did.
That's the Herschel Walker trade of the NBA.
But, it's one of those trades where you're just like, oh, man, Brooklyn's on the map now.
And fucking giving up the Brooklyn Nets pick this year instead of the Kings pick. They still might get the #1 pick, these motherfuckers.
They still might get it. dog. They're gonna be
infuriating. It actually pisses me off.
They're gonna be eating off of that trade until 2000.
It's bubbling. Go, Akaash, go.
Oh man, nah, they've been eating off of that trade since what, 2010?
I just feel like he's benefited from low expectations, and I feel like a coach, a player, it doesn't matter. It's interesting to have this whole thing come full circle. It's like Mayweather's expectation is to be perfect, so we hate him.
No, this is what's
Brad Stevens' expectation has always been to do shitty. Oh, we're tanking this year. Then he gets you in the playoffs. Like, what a great coach. Oh, we're going to be okay this year. Gets in the playoffs. What a great coach. At a certain point in time, if you keep making the plays, you keep doing well. Give him the same expectations as Doc Rivers. Give him the same expectations as Ty Lue. Give him the same expectations as Spoelstra.
This is the first year it's really on him. Like, this is, again, what I said like a few weeks ago on the podcast. You're either Don Nelson or are you Greg Popovich or Phil Jackson, whoever. This is the time. These few years right here is where we find out.
This year we decide, because you have all your
this
studs.
year, or maybe LeBron, you can still say, LeBron is just so dominant, but if it's not next year for sure, because then Noah Brown's in his, or Jaylen Brown's in his third year, Jason Tatum's in his second year, Kyrie's in his second year in the system.
Hayward is back.
Because
that's what they're going to say this year.
Hayward's injured. I honestly think this is the first year with like actual expectations. Like, he went into the season with actual expectations.
And and I was with you, but he has won 15 straight. And I was making fun of Simmons for going off on 9 straight wins. 15 straight is pretty fucking impressive with a Golden State win in there.
Yes. The suck my dick run.
Oh, yes. Kaz is
15-0 since Kyrie Irving told that fan, suck my dick. Yo, we gotta find that fan.
That's what I was about to say. Dude, that's the beauty. Like, dude, that's the beauty when you have like a powerhouse behind you. Mm-hmm. You could take little ideas like this and then we could blow them the fuck up. We find that fan, right? We find that fan and then we can bring him to Boston and introduce him to Boston people like, hey, once this
is the guy that was offered Kyrie's dick. And you guys haven't won.
Yo, I think the real question is, did he suck his dick? And if he did, how powerful is that man's mouth that he can give you a 15-game winning streak? This guy has the most motivational mouth in the NBA.
Kalani got nothing on this man.
That's my cue. I'm leaving on that note.
Yo, Kaz got to get out of here because he got to do business shit. But we're gonna keep going. Yo, good shit, dog.
Keep going, man.
Yo, fuck.
Okay, so, oh my God, I'm getting Jordan 1 retro off-white drops. Let's just check the phone real quick. 24 minutes late. We already fucked up, guaranteed. Guaranteed, it's already fucking done.
Bruh.
Okay, so you think that the Celtics are legit?
I think, I'm scared. As a guy who roots for LeBron, and I did hate him for the record when he went to Miami for a couple of years. I was like, fuck that. Go be the number 1 guy. But now I'm back full LeBron, want him to win, and I don't. They scare me. The Celtics scare me.
Okay.
And Steph Curry had a little quote. Did you see that little soundbite? I think it was more a shot at Cleveland than anything.
What did he say?
But he said something like, I heard Boston's beautiful in June, so we'll find out, I guess.
Oh, like we're going to play.
Yeah, we're coming back for the finals.
I think that, sure. Okay. I don't know if it was a shot at Cleveland.
I thought it was a little shot at Cleveland.
I think it's just like, let's see if you play this well when it matters.
See, I thought he was saying, Cleveland, this is the squad. Like, just a little. I think they're always going at each other.
It could be. I didn't.
Curry making fun of this motherfucker at a wedding, LeBron. Curry and Kyrie.
Yo, Curry is alpha, bro. I didn't realize how alpha Curry was. Did you watch him play yesterday? They played the Nets yesterday.
I saw the Sixers game where they were down 22 in the second. At the end of the end of the half, by the end of the third, they're up 12 or whatever the fuck. It was insane to watch,
bro. It is. I was yesterday, I was doing a little rant on Instagram about how they shouldn't even have to play a team like the Brooklyn Nets. How it's beneath them to play the Brooklyn Nets is pathetic. But I think that watching him play without KD, I really wish KD never came to Golden State because we miss out on how special Steph is.
Yeah.
You get little glimpses of it, but like he just went off for 40 and then fouled out. But when you watch Steph go off, you see how alpha he really is.
Right.
Like when he's just going, give me the rock, I'm going to go ISO, I'm going to pull up, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
And with KD there, they play within the offense. They'll be a great team. They'll win championships, etc.
Right.
But the world is missing the Mayweather aspect.
Yeah.
Right? They're missing the Tyson knockout run. They're missing the Jordan. They're missing how special Steph could be because 10 of those shots a game are going to KD.
Yeah, you know, Katie had that quote that somebody sent us on Twitter, like, I don't want to be a leader.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't want to
Steph
be on the
is
team.
yeah.
And Steph just took that, which is testament to Steph, but it's so fucking annoying to see this team just
get along so well.
Get along so well.
Partridge
no
Family pussies.
Yeah, right?
Stop it.
Right, number one in the ratings. Go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? Just have a team. We like the drama. I don't want to see like
exactly. They're the Big Bang Theory of basketball.
Yo,
teams.
it's it is when we would play basketball or like when you went to school and like all the best kids in the school would get on a team. You'd be like, this ain't fun for nobody.
Yeah.
That's how it feels. The Warriors.
Oh, that's right. When they stack up the when they're we were playing just pick up and one team stacks it up. And
all the
just
best players like I want to play on his team. It's like, all right, man.
But now you're getting along. Everybody's fucking having tea time, chemistry, and dances, and all this other shit.
The Miami Heat didn't have great chemistry.
Which was fun.
They weren't great fitting pieces. These guys all fit perfectly.
Yeah.
Steve Kerr is fucking brilliant. He makes it all work.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just insane. Draymond Green, every piece they have is essential.
Okay, here's a question. Does Klay leave? I'm watching Klay play yesterday, right? And he gets to be number 2. Because Katie's out. And okay,
and when
let me
Katie's
start
in, he's kind of number 4 in terms of attention.
He's 3 or 4.
Attention-wise?
Attention-wise,
Draymond gets more attention than Klay,
but Draymond's not getting as many shots, but I agree with you. The ball is in Draymond's hands more because he's the facilitator.
And just star power, or like attention from the general public.
Oh, absolutely. But I don't think Klay cares about that. I just think he wants his shots. Because Klay is like a sociopath looking dude. Like he's never smiling, never happy, never sad. He's just, I think he's just like, I want my 15, 18 shots a game.
Right.
And when KD's there and Steph's there, you're not going to get what you used to. You're going to get about 12.
This is what we've all been thinking would happen, and it just hasn't happened.
Which is, so my question to you is, does he go? Where does he go? What happens when his contract is up?
I don't think he goes.
You think he stays?
Yeah, I think he stays unless... And this is something I was thinking I was going to propose to you guys at one point, but like maybe we can talk about it a little bit next week. But the Eastern Conference is still definitely the weaker conference.
Yes.
But there's some teams in the East coming up that are like, yo, these teams are scary. The Bucks in a couple of years will be scary with Giannis.
Yeah, is this the conference of the future?
This is the conference of the future, yes. Yeah. And that future might be 2-3 years away. And suddenly, if the Sixers mature... and Giannis continues to mature, and the Bucks around him, and Parker can stay healthy, the Warriors don't look as invincible.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, I still think they're a better team, but yeah. I mean, time will tell. What pieces do you get along? What pieces? How do you are you able to sign these guys? I just think just going back to Klay. I was watching Klay yesterday, and I think that he's this interesting guy. I think that if he wins another championship, he leaves.
Really? Because I was saying that's the point I was getting at that I lost is the opposite. If they start to teeter, he's like, all right, well, we're not going to win, and I'm not going to get my shots. Fuck it, let's go.
Okay, so there's 2 things. If they start to lose, I think he's out, and if they win another one, I think he's out too.
That's interesting. I think he's
out no matter what.
next year, I think, right?
Yeah, so I think if he wins another because I think his dad has 2 championships, so I think he wants one more than Daddy.
Yeah.
Because that's, a little, this is just a little father-son shit. Right? And he's probably been competitive as fuck against his dad.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
So he gets one more than Daddy, now he could leave. And I really think that he might think he wants to be a number 1. He's not good enough to be a number 1. And I was talking to a buddy of mine about this, and we were talking about, because I was watching him play ISO ball yesterday.
Yeah.
And he's really awful at ISO. Like, he has no moves whatsoever.
Right.
But he's an elite sniper. And my buddy said perfectly, he goes, Klay is a sniper, but he's not good at hand-to-hand combat.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Steph is a sniper that's good at hand-to-hand combat.
Kyrie is hand-to-hand
sniper
combat only.
No, but Kyrie can hit down the open shot, but he's fucking Mayweather of hand-to-hand combat, right? Yeah. So he goes, but I think where Klay should go, I don't know if I told you this earlier this week, but I think he should go to the Spurs. Because there is no better system. Because is Klay not Danny Green on steroids?
Yes.
Danny Green is a very good defender and a very good outside shooter. Klay is an elite defender, elite outside shooter, right? And what is the Spurs offense? There's no ISO. It's swing,
ball, open shot.
And what happens with Klay is also always the second swing, right? You have someone slash, a pass, and then the help comes over, one more pass, bang.
Him and Kawhi, too.
Him and Kawhi. And Kawhi takes off the ISO pressure, so Kawhi can go into the shot clock.
Yeah.
And then you just get your threes and splash all fucking day.
Bruh.
He becomes the number 2, and you win fucking championships.
And you basically got Kerr's mentor, one of his mentors in Pop. Like it's
the same system in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So think about that. Do you think there's any part of him that's like, listen, I want to get my 20 shots a game, but I also want to win?
I hope there is. I don't know that there is. I mean, I would love to see him with Kawhi on the Spurs. I think Kawhi should
that Western Conference Finals.
Fuck. Also, what do you think the Western Conference Finals are going to be like this year? Do you think they're just going to blow the Rockets off the map? We also, and I need to bring this up with Kaz, again, we're going to do this next week, I think, for sure. We owe Chris Paul an apology.
Why?
Because the Clippers have lost 9 straight at this
Yo,
point.
you're right. You are right.
We were all about
Kardashian curse. So I think 3 weeks ago, Blake Griffin comes out publicly that he's dating Kendall Jenner. And they have lost 9 straight since then.
Wow.
Kardashian curse is stay out of that pussy. It's some good pussy.
Bruh.
You know what it is? It's like those sirens in
what
is it?
The
Homer's Odyssey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what the Kardashian. There's some singing bitches like, hey, come here to the island. It's dope over here in Calabasas.
Yo.
It's fun. No,
I don't think there's any and if you don't pull out, that shit is just they just take your fucking.
You know what it is? They party. I got some insider info. I can't say how I noticed, but because I don't want to get anybody in trouble. But they party, and I know from some insider information that they were receiving, you know what that IV drip shit is?
Yeah, for hangovers. Yeah.
So this IV will come to your house or whatever like that, and then they'll like give you all this nutrients and make you feel so much better. I think it's a great business model, to be honest. I wish I could get involved in that shit. I need to find out who the fuck does it. But I heard that they were getting that, and it's like, you're a professional athlete during the season. Don't let me find out you get an IV drip.
Blake?
My man. And listen, I fuck with Blake heavy. I think he's actually incredibly talented. I'm actually in a film with him coming out February 9th. We have a nice fun scene together.
That's right.
So shout out to Whitney Cummings. But my dude, please, no. We're not doing this right now, Blake. I'm rooting for you. I already said Chris Paul ain't shit. I already said he's the French Montana NBA. That means I'm on your side. You can't let me down.
Bruh, we might owe Chris Paul an apology. It's either the Kardashian curse or it's motherfucking Chuck, who I love, picked them to go to the conference finals. That's looking so dumb right now, though.
Who, Clippers?
Yeah.
Not happening.
I thought they'd get to the second round, maybe.
You think they'll make play?
I was like, they look like a playoff team. Maybe second round. But now they're looking like trash.
So who's your finals matchup? Your conference finals Western Conference finals matchup?
It's Warriors, and I want to say Spurs, but I think it's going to be Rockets. I root for the Spurs, and I think Warriors-Rockets would actually be a good conference finals.
Warriors-Rockets. So you think Spurs won't be able to handle?
Well, I don't necessarily know, because they haven't had Kawhi this whole time, and they're still winning. So I don't know. The Thunder are not looking good right now. I think they'll go to the second round of the playoffs, so I think they'll make it competitive.
You want to know who else is not looking good right now?
Melo?
Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, God, yeah, fuck.
Your trash-ass Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, my God.
One offensive lineman goes down, and your entire offense crumbles?
In fairness, one offensive lineman, arguably the best running back in the league, if not top 3 for sure. And their middle linebacker, who for some reason, every time he's hurt, I listen to this stat.
Sean Lee?
Sean Lee.
Yeah.
Sean Lee, I listened to this stat, shout out to the ticket. Before this last game, the last 21 possessions he was out, the Cowboys defense was scored on 19 of those possessions, which is crazy. Crazy.
Yeah.
19 out of 21 possessions you getting scored on. They are a sieve without him. And I watched that Philly game at 9-7. I was like, yo, the defense is playing well. I don't know. This might actually work out all right.
All right.
And then it just fell apart like I've never seen. It makes me emotional to talk about 30 unanswered points. My girl is from Philly. I got to listen to this shit. Oh, fuck, man. I don't like Garrett. I think Garrett needs to go.
Yeah.
Zeke got a problem. You know, this motherfucker went out of the country the second he got suspended?
He pulled a Weinstein?
Yeah, he said to reset. You're not going to reset.
No, it's because you could beat bitches abroad. Can't be beating bitches on your own home turf.
Yo, he definitely an alcoholic of some kind.
Really?
I don't know if it's functioning or whatever. He drinks, he parties too hard, but when this whole time suspension drama was going on before the season, he was still on yachts drinking. There's videos of him. He's coming into camp out of shape. Ezekiel Elliott got a problem.
Really?
Yeah.
But he's running. When he's playing, he's balling, right?
Someone I listened to said it was like Michael Irvin a little bit, where it was like the coaching staff kind of looked at it like Irvin and Evan are my favorite Cowboys ever. Irvin I loved his fire, but it's also kind of dope about him is he was partying all the time, and then he would come to practice and practice harder than every single person at practice.
Yeah.
There's stories that, like, after practice, he would run wind sprints until he threw up and then kept running. Then just go right. He would just go, like, off the side, throw up, come back, keep running. Zeke kind of does that in practice, where he's partying, but then he's coming to practice and practicing so hard they can't say shit to him.
Yeah.
Because he never has a bad practice.
Like Lawrence Taylor.
And I heard the coaching staff was like, oh, I wish you would have one bad practice.
So I could rip you.
So we could say, yo, you can't keep partying. It's affecting your play, but it doesn't seem to affect his play.
Maybe it's one of those things where, like, he's good enough for him. You know how, like, you stop putting in the work once you get good enough for you?
Yes. Shaq kind of.
Interesting. So once, I don't know enough about Shaq, but he was so dominant he didn't need to hit free throws, I guess, is that your argument?
Not even that. Just he could have been, like, in his day, he was the most dominant ever. But, like, he's sitting out mad regular season games and, like, you know, just kind of, like Simmons said it, actually, and I do think he knows his basketball to a large degree, but he went 95%.
Sure.
He didn't try to get that last 5.
Fair. And that's the thing is, like, because some of us, that was the goal that we wanted in the first place. We just wanted to get to 95. That was fine. You know, there's some people that are fine being a doctor. They don't need to own a hospital.
Right.
Yeah. And, like,
there's comedians who want to be on the road and make a living, and that's it.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And I always tell young comics, I was like, whatever your goal is, you won't go past that.
Right,
so you might as well set that bitch high.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
Because if you set it for the stars, you get to the moon, then you got to the moon. But if you set that shit for Ohio, you never go to L.A.
Yeah. For sure.
So, whatever. But the point is, it's interesting to see these guys that are so wildly talented, and then untalented folks like us are like, well, why don't you try really hard and be the best? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I could do that, I would. Because we got to try so, like, I got to hit the gym and, like, work on my ankles and my legs just to play rec league basketball.
Nothing came to me easily. Comedy didn't come to us easily. You're a straight white male. It's the fucking, it's like, it's awful.
So there's whatever.
So you had to work, you had to outwork everybody. Immigrant mentality, outwork everybody.
That's true.
And these guys come in and they don't need to outwork everybody, and you're like, well, why aren't you, though? Outworking everybody. Isn't that just what you do?
Yeah. That's what, They don't need to. They're that good.
I think Jerry Jones going to war with the NFL, which I don't mind. I think get Goodell out of there if you can.
Did you hear that quote that they brought up that he said in 2013?
He told some white dude.
Well, can I set the whole story up? So basically they
tell the whole story.
Okay, so he's at 2013. He's at a hotel, and a fan of his comes up to him and says, "Hey, can you just leave a message for my wife? You know, my fiance. We're about to get married." And he goes, "Yeah, sure, I'll do it." He goes, "Hey, sweetheart, congrats on the wedding. You know that he's going to be with a black chick tonight."
That's so funny.
Hilarious.
So fucking funny.
Hilarious.
So fucking funny.
First of all, how many times have you met a fan on the street and they're like, "Yo, can you just say what's up to my boy," or something like that?
Yeah.
You always say some fucked up joke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
always.
Every single time I do it and a girl asks me, it's like, "Yo, listen, I'm sorry about the STD," or something like that. Like, there's always some kind of joke.
Also, how can that be racist?
Son.
It's like anti-Sterling. I'm encouraging interracial sex. Let it. I think it's a beautiful thing. So much so, I'm going to joke with you about it.
Listen, all he's saying is, your wife is white, and women are jealous of the shit they don't have. Every white girl that I've been with is like, "Oh, you're going to leave me for some fat-ass Latina." Right. Every black chick that I've been with is like, "Oh, you're going to leave me for some blonde girl. You like these stupid blonde girls." All girls are jealous of what they don't have.
Right.
That's all he's saying.
He's just playing on it. You're jealous of the melanin.
You're jealous of the melanin. No, for real. But so I'm upset he apologized. He was like, "I'm not the man that I was." Fuck that. First of all, if it was the woman.
The owners had to have leaked it. I don't know how they got a copy
the woman.
of it.
Well, the woman must have leaked it to somebody. Or the guy, whatever part of that married couple, I guarantee you that chick just got divorced. I guarantee you that's what that's about. I guarantee you that chick got divorced from her husband, and she's fucking salty as hell.
That's a good call.
Right?
Yeah.
And now you're upset in this divorce, well, guess what's getting leaked?
Right.
And if it was the dude that did it, you're a cuck. Fuck you pussy.
Yeah, that's such a cuck.
The guy does you a favor by doing a video, and then you send it to the...
Disgusting.
Infuriating. Anyway, it's just like you can't even joke around anymore. Like, how often do Kanye, and when you get on, he leaves your ass for a white girl.
Yeah.
And Kanye did that.
Yeah. Which is the funniest thing about Kanye.
It's hilarious that he like predicted the future. You know what I mean? Like
Constradamus.
Constradamus. So, but that's what I'm saying. It's a joke. This is what we constantly do. When have we not done this? Like when you have a girlfriend, and when you have a girlfriend and you see a girl that has something that your girl doesn't, you jokingly say like, "Oh, damn."
Here's the thing about a relationship: you got to sneak in fun. As a boyfriend.
Talk that shit.
95% of the time is for her. And I love you and I want to be a good man, so this is about you. But 5% of the time, I'm going to say some fucked up things because I got to sneak in me, and I kind of resent how much we dedicate to you. So that's how that works. Right? There's a little fucked up comments, and that's all Jerry was doing.
Exactly. He was trying to be himself.
Yeah.
I think you're describing why I'm single. Because I don't delegate the percentages the way that I'm supposed to. I just go all full 100%.
Yeah, that'll fuck you up.
And if I can't do 100%, then I get so much anxiety that I just can't be around you.
Yeah. No person can handle 100% of you all the time.
I noticed that. I noticed that. Like even my close friends and family, it's a lot to deal with. Like what? Cat doesn't have anywhere to be. You know what I mean? Like this motherfucker just had to go. He's like, I can't handle any more of this shit.
Yo, you haven't met Andrew's best friend. He's the calmest dude in the world. His name is Jamil, and that's who puts up with Andrew. Jamil is just so calm and easygoing. Yeah. Nothing's gonna bother him. Andrew says the meanest shit to him, and Jamil just kind of smiles quietly. He's like, "Oh, that's what's up." And that's it.
And then he'll come back at me with some harsh-ass shit, and it's just a fun, calm thing.
Yeah. That's most guy friendships. But a relationship is like all day.
Oh, you're so right.
It's like all day.
Yeah, but how do you be a fake version of you? I can't.
You just got to pick your spots.
Listen, I'm not an aging two-guard. I'm not going to fucking find places to get my shots off.
You got to be Clay. You know what I mean? You just roll around.
I'm not Clay. Okay.
Be up a lot.
Okay, I'm Giannis. I need to come at you full steam ahead all the fucking time trying to dunk, bro. Golly, I don't know what to do in those.
That's why guy time is important. You can go be honest. But in this time, they're not built like us in that way. Yeah. The egos are different. I don't want to say like we're more sensitive than them because their shit they would never get sensitive about.
That we do.
That I do. Like if my girl's mean to me about my friends, I'm like a baby. I'm like, why would you do that to me? Like you're embarrassing me. How could you do such a thing? Like if she's joking with me, she don't give a fuck if I tease her around her friends a little bit as long as it's not disrespectful.
Right.
But that's like so we're fragile in different ways, and their fragility is like you just can't really. You got to pick your spots. I told my girl I was going to be honest with her from now on. I can already tell it's going to be a problem.
What you mean?
Like if she asks me, does this look good? I'd always just be like, yes. And then she'd be like, no, seriously. And I'd be like, yes. And then she'd be like, no, seriously, I want your honest opinion. I'd be like, yes. Yeah. And when she was like, I hate you. I don't like that you just lied. I'm like, all right, I'm going to be honest with you from now on. Fights or not, I'm going to be honest. And I think Charlemagne's book got me a little fucked up. I was reading that, and I was like, all right, honesty, I'm into it. And I can tell when there's times I'm like, she's not really liking this honesty too much. Does that look good? Well, you sit in that tension. Not as good as the other thing. You don't like it? Well, you just got to sit in it.
Fuck.
And then you pick your spots. Like you have your friend get on a video and say he's going to fuck a black girl tonight before your wedding. That guy owes Jerry a thank you letter.
He really does. What a piece of shit. God, this is a great podcast because even if we don't talk about sports, we use sports as the references.
Sports is the conduit.
It is the conduit. Yeah. Absolutely.
Sports is a metaphor for life.
I'm going to Google that. Conduit.
It just means window.
It is the window. It is the lens.
Basically,
the lens.
Yeah, like the opening, I think.
Right. That we view it. Fuck, man. Yeah, maybe that's the tough thing with finding a girl. You got to just accept that there are things you just can't be.
Yeah. And there's things she can't be. I don't know what they are.
I don't want that.
She probably do.
I don't want that though. I just want to be myself, unapologetic. That's what I love about stand-up. Like it's so funny. I'll have people that see me do stand-up, right? Like maybe girls, or even dudes that like don't know me that much. Right. And they'd be like, you know, wow, like you really go for it when you're on stage, you know, like. Yeah. And I'll be like, no, that's me.
Yeah.
This is not me.
Yeah.
Well, this is pretty me. But like when I'm just hanging out with you and I'm like, you know, shaking your hand and listening to your story and not cutting you off and telling you that it's boring, like that's That's fake.
Yes.
On stage, when I ask you something and you tell me a long story and I go, nobody gives a fuck in this room.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah, that's real you.
The beauty of stage is we get to be our unapologetic selves.
And my counter to that.
Yeah.
And this is not, listen, I really think this is an important thing for any relationship, even outside of boyfriend-girlfriend.
Yeah. Strangle them. No, I'm joking.
Zeke them. Hit him with that Zeke. There is an entire show.
Only during sex. Listen.
Just until you
you can only put your hand around a girl's neck if your penis is inside of her. Outside of that is very disrespectful and wrong and can put you in jail. If you do it while your penis is inside her, you are great in bed. You're a great lay.
Noted. I'm writing it down.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm writing it down.
You could tell what's it called, that a judge that. For real.
I don't think if she was like, I didn't want it there, I think it'd still be rape. But the point is,
listen, yes, but I have a whole system around that now. Did I tell you what I switched doing?
No.
I don't go on top. After all these rape allegations and everything, after all these rape allegations come out,
off of me.
Son, I'm being dead serious. After all these rape allegations come out with comics, all this shit, I start on the bottom. I put my hands under my butt cheeks, and I just sit there. And if she gets on top of me and she starts riding me, I let her get on top and start riding me. And then no joke, after 3 rides, I just go, no. I throw the no out. I do a preemptive no. Right? Just so we have it for the record, B. So for the record, let the record show, Your Honor.
Oh, my
God. Let the record show. So now she can't go to Your Honor talking I did some shit. How'd it start? How'd it start? How it started then? Who did what to start the sex, huh?
That's real talk, how you got to do it.
Yo, I'm saying, I'm not getting caught up out here in these streets, man.
Yo, that Dave Chappelle sketch about the sex contract is so prophetic.
What was that?
Remember, there was a sketch on the Chappelle Show where he made you sign a contract saying you wanted to have sex with me before we had sex, so you couldn't say rape.
He
Initial
knew.
Here, sign here, sign
He knew,
here.
bro.
That's the way you got to do it.
No, the way you got to do it is be on the bottom. Start.
And you got to film the contract signing so they can't say there was a gun to your head.
Bro.
You got to go that far.
You might have to in the future. The more famous you get, the more contractual it needs to be.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Yeah. And you got to be nice after sex now.
Yeah.
I'll be bringing them water. Can I get you water?
Yeah.
Like that. Like, yo, you thirsty?
Yeah, that's not that nice.
How about some water?
That's not that nice.
Yeah.
In the South, that's just being a person.
You satiated.
In the South is why wasn't water there before?
No, it's like in the 90s, it was like, bitch, get us some water. I'm thirsty out here, bro. You know how thirsty I am? Been sitting on my back letting you ride me this whole time. I'm thirsty.
Yo, you ain't got no treats.
Where the treats at? She's like, we're in your house. Well, look for them shits. Probably somewhere.
Oh, fuck. But here's what I'm saying about the stand-up thing.
Yes.
And you said this about a friend we have who's insane, who says, like, the stage is my therapy. And you're like, the stage is the worst place for therapy because you're just getting validated for all your worst things.
Yeah, you're not being challenged. Yes. Yeah.
On stage, you are your most unapologetic, raw, inner monologue, don't give a fuck self.
Yeah.
The idea that not only a relationship is a sacred thing, bringing that into the general public is crazy, so much so that there's an entire show we all love called Curb Your Enthusiasm, where the whole problem with this guy is he is his most unapologetic self, and no one can fucking handle it.
That's great.
So imagine bringing that, where regular strangers are like, fuck you, to a person you have intimate relationships with. Not just sex, but like your most vulnerable self. And then you get met with, shut the fuck up, the story's taking too long.
Damn, bro, you flipped my switch on it. So I have to switch my expectation.
I don't know if you don't want to be phony, but that's a very fucking tricky thing to figure out, especially for comics who get, in the same way our crazy friend gets validated for being crazy, we get validated for being dickhead, unapologetic self. We get adored for that shit.
Oh my God.
And women, a lot of times after shows, will want to fuck you for that very thing.
Exactly. So that's why it's fucked up.
So that's why it's tricky for us in relationships, because it's like, yo, what happened to that thing that you liked?
So this girl's all upset at me, this thing, and then I'm like, but these other girls are cool.
Yeah, people seem to like it. But people like you as a spectacle like that. They don't like you as a human being like that, a three-dimensional person.
Wow, no, that is some interesting shit. It's almost being a public figure is the worst thing that you can be for a relationship because we get rewarded for the thing that makes a relationship tough.
Yeah.
It's like when Ric Flair would cheat on his wife all the time.
Yeah.
It's like he justified it because, no, the public loves it when I fuck lots of girls.
I'm that guy.
I'm supposed to do this.
This put food on the table.
Oh, my God.
And for us, it puts food on the table. I live in my apartment because I don't give a fuck.
You can't tell me that this isn't good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's my livelihood.
It's my livelihood. I bought a place off of this shit.
And when you married, especially if you making money, it's like, this house that we bought, bitch, is off of this.
Off of this. So
I bought it with being a dickhead money.
You're wrong.
And you didn't tell me to shut that shit off?
Dickhead provides roofs and water.
But you got it, and that's what's tricky about, especially for comedians in relationships. That's part of the reason they fuck up so much. Comedians are fucked too.
But what if you find someone who truly does accept that?
Listen, that probably exists. I don't know who the fuck that person is. And that's a much stronger person
Alex
than me.
just said impossible. He
well,
was just
see,
like,
Alex, here's the other thing. I'm very curious about this, and I have a joke I've run by you years ago.
Right.
Alex your girl is black? Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
Essentially. Right? I hear that from Puerto Ricans all the time. And then somebody explained to me
Dominicans are the ones that say they're black now. But that's a new thing.
Now, Saif was saying, like, there's, like, some kind of slavery.
No, there are tons of black Puerto Ricans, but Dominicans have, like, really adopted the Afro-Latino thing. Puerto Ricans are still like, I think that's Dominican.
You could take a Puerto Rican home to mom and she ain't gonna trip.
Sure.
All right. So you date a Puerto Rican girl. My girl is Indian. I only want to date Indians. But when I see my friends interact with their white girlfriends, I had a joke like this. I always look at them like that white girl like she's an iPhone.
Right.
Like, Jesus Christ, I might have to make this switch. Because it just seems so easy and so
tolerant.
friendly.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if that's actually true. I think that's
across racial lines. Because I think, like, the white girl might be going, oh, let me not. I think the white girl might be trying to not be racist.
So worried about looking racist?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But when it comes to a white girl dating a white guy, they're just as much of a pain in the ass as your Indian girlfriend or your black girlfriend or your Puerto Rican girlfriend. It's this thing because there's no guilt there. Just go fuck yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean?
The level of crazy, and Patrice O'Neal, our favorite comic, has a great joke about how white women are crazy on the back end and they'll ruin your life, which is interesting. But
my fucking favorite joke. Like, a black girl will be crazy up front, right?
Yeah.
A white girl will be like, hey, you want to go get some breakfast? You're like, nah, you got to get out of here. He goes, well, why did you rape me last night?
Yeah.
He's like, he goes, what'd you say? He goes, yeah, why didn't you listen when I said no?
Why did you do that to me? Yeah.
All right, bitch, we'll get some breakfast. I don't know what you want.
And brown women just come in swinging. You gotta get past the swinging to get to the love. You gotta take a few punches to the face, and then you're like, oh, this bitch is dope.
Oh,
she loves me for real.
That is true.
But it is point is that you can't be you in a relationship.
Nah, I think that we can, dude.
Nah, I knew you were going to come back to this. I thought there was a silence right there, and I was like, maybe I got through to him, and then before you talked, I was like, there's no way.
Let me tell you something. You've made incredibly compelling arguments, and I value what you say 1,000%.
Right.
I'm not saying that what you're saying is 100% right, and I think it's the reason why I struggle in relationships.
Right.
Because I'm searching for how do I be me all the time, girl.
Right.
Right? 100% agree.
Right.
All I'm trying to say is, like, I've seen my dad almost autistically be 100% himself, right?
Right.
And I think the thing is, my mom has not accepted it. Like, not in the least. Like, but my dad, to his credit, just acts like he forgot. And I think the genius is you just find a woman that is like bendable but won't break. Like my mom.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Like my dad, for example, what he'll do is he'll just invite everybody to the beach house, and my mom hates company. One of her least favorite things is company.
I've been invited to that beach house. Not even exaggerating. I've been invited to that beach house 35 times.
My dad has invited the fruit stand guy to the beach house. Anybody my dad meets comes to the beach house.
Your dad is also a hero and is trying to get the fruit stand guy citizenship. So
my dad is a hero. He is a hero. But that being said, he'll invite anybody to the fucking beach house, right? My mom hates it when they're invited. Hates it even more when they just show up and she doesn't know. So literally for 25 years, people have just been showing up, and my mom has just been finding out. My dad does it when he's not even there. Like, he just invites them, they show up, right? Oh, and then my mom just has to deal with it, and then I see the fight where I'm like, Larry, you have to ask me to have the people over. Why haven't you asked me to have the people over? And then my dad does the same thing every time. Oh, Sandra, I forgot. I'm so sorry. You're right. I will make sure in the future that I do it.
Nah, bro, you really do forget. There's shit I forget. There's something with my girl where she's like, why don't you tell me? And I constantly forget to tell her.
Yeah.
And she's more pissed every time, and I'm more apologetic every time.
Yeah.
And I think she thinks I'm doing it on purpose, but I'm like, no, I just forget. There's just too much shit to remember when you care about somebody that much.
I think it's a possibility. I also think my dad just realized she ain't going anywhere. I want to invite people to the fucking beach house. Get your ass here.
No,
honestly, my dad right now, like, he has MCI, mild cognitive impairment. It's like could lead to Alzheimer's thing, but basically his short-term memory is shot, right? I would not be surprised if, like, one day my dad forgets some shit when my mom's around, and then when she walks away, he just looks at me and winks once. I literally think, like, he might have just committed to this shit. Like, he'd be like, son, life is easier when these women think you can't remember shit. All right, I'm doing whatever I want
and
now.
You know what? There is a training, too. Like, my girl knows I'm going to say fucked up things about people. Like, she knows to the point that she started laughing. Like, if she tells me a fucked up story, I just start laughing.
Yeah.
And she just accepted that about me, and now she kind of sees the humor in it, too. So you do pick your spots.
Okay, maybe the trick is, maybe we have to be so unapologetic and grounded in who we are and what we need that we pick those spots and take those spots, and then the shit we don't care about that much, we allow them. But it's like, you need to find out.
Every married person has actually told me you got to choose your battles.
So, like, you got to find out what your beach house is. What your guests to the beach house, and you got to stick that guest to the beach house shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know what that is for me just yet, but once I find that bitch,
that's your.
We are not budging.
Yeah. You got your lines.
I got to figure out what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is just yet.
There you go.
What is yours?
I want to be able to say fucked up things, not to you, but if I say fucked up things, and I've had to explain, this is a part of my job. I don't want to shut that part of my brain off.
Yes, because it will atrophy. If I'm spending most of my time with you, and I'm not working that muscle, then I'll be shittier at my job.
Yeah, and that point did land, and it was like, all right, fair enough. And then there's times where
if she says no, you still got to do it until she builds up a top. Like I said, the bending thing. If you know that she's not going to break, she'll just bend. You got to bend.
Yeah. And if there's times she don't like it, and I will say, look, I'm sorry. I can try to work on it, but this is my fear. That is my livelihood.
I've broken up with girls because of that.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, like, you know.
I've used you as a counterpoint.
Yo, for real, it's important to say. It's like, this is what we do for a living.
Yeah.
It'd be exactly like if LeBron's wife was like, I don't like it when you shoot threes. You know what I mean? Like,
don't shoot threes in the house.
Stop shooting threes all the time.
Yeah.
Like, just take.
Not when we're together. You don't shoot threes when I'm with you.
Mid-range? Fine. Free throws? Fine. But none of these three-pointers. Like, he's like, bitch, I'm trying to win championships.
Yeah.
I can't win championships and I'm working my three.
Right.
And you and I, that's our that's our career. That's what we do.
LeBron's wife was probably a perfect testament to Patrice's joke. That's got to be she go in Hall of Fame.
Oh, I want to know what her fight is. I want to know what her beach house is, because every once in a while she got to put her foot down.
Yeah,
it got to be on some big Rihanna. I let you fuck all these little bitches, and you gonna have Rihanna in the front row talking about the king
drooling over you. Yeah.
That might have been a fight.
Bruh, there's DM screenshots of his to Insta hoes.
Yeah.
He got a girl. Everybody seen that side chick he has? It's just his.
No.
In Miami.
No.
This is a couple years ago. There was a girl that was like an NBA groupie, but he was like, "You are mine." God, and it's just bad. It's the Latina chick.
Of course it is.
Yeah, in Miami. And just like, that's my girl. And it was like a known thing.
Really?
And these rumors got to come back to, what's her name, Brianna, I think? They got to come back to her.
I don't know. But she willing to put up with it. The lifestyle's good.
Queen.
Listen, there's a lot, and any women here, there are a lot of you that getting cheated on by nobodies. You know what I mean? Getting cheated on by nobody. Your boyfriend hadn't done shit, all right? You hadn't done jack shit. You're still getting cheated on. Imagine you were getting cheated on by the king of New York.
Yo, side note.
Your boyfriend ain't even royalty. And he's from fucking Massachusetts.
Yo, you have a joke that you used years ago that I told a couple of my married friends, and they think it's the funniest fucking joke in the world.
Tell me it.
And I think about it too now. I think about it from time to time too.
Yeah.
You did this back when you were with one of your exes.
Right.
This is when I lived with you. We went to a show together.
Yeah.
And I saw you do this once, maybe twice. You were like, yo, I know this is fucked up. I know it's a fucked up thought. You explained to the audience, like, I know this is wrong, but there are times when my girl will ask me to do something. She'll be like, baby, can you take out the trash? And I'll be in my mind, I'll be like, bitch, do you know how exhausted I am from not cheating on you all day? You know how fucking tired I am?
The least you can do is take out the trash.
Oh, that shit was so funny. I don't know if I've been talking about that joke in years, but I think about that joke sometimes, and my friends didn't even see you do it. I told them about the joke, and they still bring that shit up to me, the married ones. They're like, yo, that joke is so fucking funny that you told me that Schulz had.
Telling you, man, when you're, I mean, it's been a while since I've been in a relationship, but when you're in a relationship and you're faithful, that you resent your girl for that shit. Like, you resent her lack of appreciation. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just resent you not thanking me.
Yeah.
Like, you know, cause they don't know the effort.
It's like,
his fidelity.
It's like, you know how you get annoyed at your girl, like my girl.
Every girl thinks that you're AC Green.
I
or like
was.
Doug Christie. You were AC Green, but like I was Doug Christie. Do you know what I mean? Like, and you know how Doug Christie, for all you don't know, everybody, motherfucker was faithful for his wife for his entire NBA career.
Yeah.
Crazy ass wife, but faithful for his entire NBA career. And you know who gave Doug Christie all the praise?
Everybody else.
Men.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Women were like, that's what he's supposed to do. No! We're supposed to eat.
Yo! That's what you want to do.
That's what you want to do. That's what you like
to do.
I would like to go to Vegas and not gamble.
You know what it's like? You know, like if your girl takes too long to get ready, and she gets annoyed at you, you're annoyed at her, and you're like, you don't know how long she's like, you don't know how much work it was for me to get this beautiful.
Yeah.
When a girl gets annoyed at a man for some shit, and we're like thinking about faith, we're like, you don't know how much work it was for me
to be this faithful.
Yo,
but you know the crazy shit? I'll accept you with no makeup. You know what I'm saying? You come through with no eyelashes, no mascara, no blush. I'ma still walk down the street with you proud. I come here smelling like other pussy. You ain't gonna walk me down the street holding hands.
That's so funny.
I'm just saying, we're more accepting. We love you for you. Love me for me.
Yeah.
That's how I want to be 100%. Love
hilarious.
me for 100%.
That's hilarious.
Oh, I love how this podcast turns into some nice, relationship and love advice via sports analogies. God damn, we're talented.
Yeah.
We're just talented.
Bruh, hit them with it.
Got to. Listen, thank you guys so much for listening to Flagrant 2. I think we got to do some promo stuff, man, because, you know, we've had some big weeks going on. You had a sold-out show.
Sold-out show.
Caroline
ABDC show was sold out. Thank you to everybody who came out. A couple people started shouting out Flagrant 2 when I got on stage. That was dope as fuck. Thank y'all. The movement has started. Also, we still got the American Desis podcast at DESIS. Check that out. There's a new season out right now.
Man, I am so stoked, man. So last week, Akaash, you were on the show as well. We sold out Gotham Comedy Club, you know, for New York Comedy Festival. To be honest, I don't care about the festival. I've never really cared about festivals. I always cared about people. And when I'm at home and I sell out at home, it means the most to me because these are the people that I represent. You know what I mean? Right. I never really have felt like an identity outside of being a New Yorker, so to say. And I know that might seem weird. Right. You know, you're an Indian dude, so you have those people on your back.
I get it.
But like for me, like so white guy
have roots.
I never like felt like I'm representing white people, but I felt like I rep New York.
Right.
And when New York came out and we sold it out, they were turning people away. Like I think they're supposed to fit 280. We had 320 in there. Some shit like we had people standing. We
might have talked about this last week because we filmed I think a day early, but I was downstairs with you, and then the people at Gotham came down and they were like, "Yo, your friend is here. Can we send him down?" You're like, "I'd rather he not sit upstairs." And they're like, "There's no seats for him left. We are as sold out as we could possibly be."
Dude, it was just so dope. And you did it. You fucking rocked out on the show. Lots of Flagrant 2 love there. So that was beautiful just to see that happen. So thank you guys. Thank you guys for that. Also, I had a show come out on Hulu this week called There's Johnny.
Yeah, I need to check that out. I really need to. I'm gonna
check it out, man. It's a dope show, scripted TV show about 1972 when Johnny Carson moved the Tonight Show to Los Angeles and takes place in 1972. It uses real footage from the Tonight Show spliced together with our footage of the behind the scenes of the show. So Johnny Carson plays himself. You see George Carlin on the couch and him talking to them. Like you see fucking Dangerfield on the couch. You know what I mean? Like you see all these things. So it was dope to see that come out. Dope to see people supporting that, watching that. There's a scene where I may or may not be getting butt fucked in a bathroom. If that's not
keep it
enticing.
diverse.
Yeah, that's not enticing enough to go check it out. You got to. I said may or may not, but shout out one time some dick talk. I'm not going to conclude what it is. Who knows? But anyway, so go check that shit out. And then I got some shows coming up. Make sure you check out theandrewschultz.com to check out where I'm going to be. I'll just say some cities real quick where I'm coming to in the very near future. I'm going to be in Hasbrook Heights, New Jersey at Bananas Comedy Club coming up this month. Then I'm going to be at in Rochester, New York, the 11th to the 13th of January. Then I'm going to be in Washington, D.C., the 18th to the 21st at the D.C. Improv. Then I'm going to be back in Jersey at the Stress Factory Comedy Club, I think March 15th through 17th. And then I'm going to be back in New York. That's going to be April 13th and 14th. We're going to be doing 5 shows whole weekend, so make sure we fucking rock that out. You go get tickets, all that kind of shit. And thank you guys so much, man. I really appreciate you. Alex just reminded me that you can get a free trial for Hulu, by the way. So even if you don't have Hulu, just get that free trial and then cancel that shit when it's done. I don't care. I just care to watch the show. But Alex reminded me that we got to shit on Austin Rivers, and I'm not shitting on Austin Rivers because I don't like him. I do like him, and I think he's talented. But he did try to defend LeBron.
Oh yeah, that was bad.
And it was cartoonish the way that his legs.
Is that
moving.
from the fall?
What is that?
That can't be. That's got to be from something else. Oh, that's a playoffs thing behind him, so that can't be. That's got to be from before.
No, that's crazy. But I mean, it was cartoonish.
Yeah,
it was cartoonish.
It was literally cartoonish.
You look like Home Alone, when when you get tricked and you're sliding all over the marbles or sliding on grease on the floor or something like that. But he did try. And he did do his best. He didn't punk out and defend. He did try. I just want to see a little bit more improvisation in his offense. The only reason we're talking about this is because Alex really hates Austin Rivers, apparently. And he really wanted me to shit all over him.
Maybe he's just trying to get Austin's sister's attention.
Oh, shit, Al. Oh, shit. There you go, boy.
You had to tickle that butthole,
fam. All right, son, should we close it out?
Yeah.
Anything else? Anything
No,
coming
happy
up?
Thanksgiving, y'all. Enjoy time with your families or friends or whoever the fuck.
Yes.
And be safe.
Yo, and thank you guys so much for listening to this. Spread the word. Tell your friends. Tell everybody. Spread the movement. Flagrant 2 analysis by assholes only moves if you guys move it. I can't tell you, I can't say it any more clearly. Literally, there's nothing that pushes the needle like you guys sharing this with your friends.
Yes.
And I see you guys do this shit all the time. I see you tagging your friends in photos. When you come out to my shows, I see you coming out in these groups that all listen to Flagrant 2 together. And that's the most important thing, having these discussions with all of us. But if you guys move it, then the needle moves.